Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you're looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, you've come to the right place. We're opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, keep watching and we'll show you exactly how it all works. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that you want to play. Most of our series will have 8 spots representing the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, you have a 1 in 8 chance to win memorabilia at an awesome value. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune in to the next available Live Breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you'll see a name appear on the screen when your break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer and the order will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that show's dice roll number. After randomization, the list of names of people who bought spots in that live break will be matched up with an NFL division. If the item that's pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations. You just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia at a fraction of the cost. Want to guarantee yourself an item instead of testing your luck? Check out the mystery box tab of our website for a variety of mystery box options. When you buy a mystery box, we'll ship it straight to your door, and some can be opened on air at your request. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Club Rewards program. This exclusive club earns you points towards specific discounts, signed items, and prizes each and every time you buy at UltimateAutographs.com. The moment you've been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, UA breaking community. Let's take a second to stretch here, and let's stretch out the our collectibles here this morning. Here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room, coming to you live from a little suburb outside of the Chicagoland area, the birthplace for many that might not know of Landon Tomey, the our newest draft selection for the Chicago White Sox yesterday. Something tells me Steven and I are going to dip our toes into some baseball conversations as we always do.
It can be baseball conversation. I can't do draft. I don't know who
draft stuff. Yeah, for sure.
I don't even know who we drafted.
For sure.
I just know. I think the only thing I recognized was that everyone's name was like Cade something. And I'm like, that's worked out so well before.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a name of Cade or.
It's very different when you have to actually wait for these puppies to grow instead of them automatically going to the pros right after being drafted. Baseball, as you know, is a totally different beast.
After I drafted them.
Yeah. Enjoy the high school and college highlights for the next couple of years. But get ready to enjoy some nonstop breaking action. July the 12th already. Where has the time gone? That's Stephen Ryan. I'm Rob Hill. This is your one-stop shop for all of your live breaking needs. Quite literally, no hyperbole, the best live breaking site on the entire interweb. If you don't believe me, after I'm done showing you everything today, guys, through this 2-hour plus show, you are definitely going to walk away feeling very, very satisfied. Speaking of, by the way, we dropped a brand new jersey series yesterday evening. I guess you could call it Friday evening, as a matter of fact. We had 40 boxes going into yesterday morning. If so facto, we've made some great progress there. We are 4 spots away from closing out that Superstar Rep series. For those that tuned into the couple of the shows that I was on yesterday, I actually ran 3 little hints for you guys to help you figure out who that hidden superstar is. LaDainian Tomlinson still headlines those reps. We're only 4 spots away, guys, from closing that series out. And again, I'm starting to collect dust and see that on the practice squad boxes. I had to bring my little Swiffer wet jet in here to clean off those boxes this morning. It's been starting to hit the expiration sticker for what we got in this room. I badly want to drop that practice squad for you guys. We're very close to doing so. I'll get back to why those hints can be very, very helpful for you guys as the show goes along. The vault as well is kind of hit a wall as well. 6 boxes, 2 headliners left, Steven. 1 vault key, though, that's going to have a hidden dollar amount attached to it, so you can earn yourself some doll hairs back. Brock Purdy and Rod Smith headline there. The multi-sport as well. One of my favorite, I always like to call those the buffet of UA. Steven and I are also big hoop heads. How about the 2 guys that save basketball itself? Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
Nice.
Still to go there. A couple of other multi-sports as well. 6 golden tickets still reside there. I'll get into what that is as well. Press coverage on top of that, we still have the 3 AFC North headliners, Ray Lewis alternate speed flex, Terry Bradshaw and Steve Smith authentics, and the lottery. The lottery, I'll be honest, guys, when I got here this morning, I completely expected this bad boy to at least be down bare minimum in the single digits. The lottery definitely has the biggest, highest combination of possible outcomes, golden tickets, great headliners, and again, entries. And by the way, probably the best combination of names in this room, Tom Brady, still resides in that lottery. We'll get into that shortly. And the Weekend Warrior, 3 headliners, 3 boxes left. That is what I expect to go in this show, bare minimum. Because again, this Weekend Warrior, it's gone through 4 different life cycles. It's kind of like a Dragon Ball Z evolution with how many upgrades you guys can get. Hopefully my anime nerds out there understand that reference. It was the Father's Day. Then it was the stepfathers. Then it was the father figure. And now all 3 dads are out of town. Now the dads just decided to not show up. So we actually converted it to a stash or cash, which, by the way, all 3 headliners have some great dollar amounts to it. If you want to turn that in for store credit. So, Steven, how's your weekend?
Not the fathers who stepped up.
Yeah, the fathers. Well, they stepped up for 3 weekends, then they got tired, and then they took the first Uber out of town. So, how was your weekend been so far, dude?
Had a good time. Had my niece's birthday party yesterday, so
nice.
It was a relaxing weekend.
Very cool. Very cool, my man. Still recovering from the shit kicking that we put on those randos at the gym. So that from what was that on Wednesday? That was really fun. So you're looking
disrespectful.
You're looking at the 2 best hoop heads here in UA, by the way. So don't let anybody confuse anyone with that. That's Kyle Korver from the left over there to my left-hand side this morning. So guys, again, just a quick whip through for the from the break room this morning. As you can see right here, I'm going to drop the link for the break room into the chat. So we got our dice roll, and of course we have our Chase wheel spin to get through. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and now on Instagram, our latest streaming platform that we are on. Please hit that share button, guys. Please hit that share button. Very, very important to do so. And get the word out about Ultimate Autographs. Also, our 2 shameless plugs that we have here in the break room this morning. We have our Refer a Friend program. We've been doing this for quite a while now, over a year here in the break room. Very simple process. Whoever's first order of $100 or more, the person you bring into the break room, will get $50 off that order. Now, again, you can make it simple. You can get into the rep double, the lottery single, the press coverage multi-sport, and lottery single. Those would all qualify. So once that person you bring into the room does put that order in, please make sure to contact Dave in customer service. Take their order number and put that in the Contact Us link at the bottom of any break page. Dave will verify that. Then he will give out the store credit, not only to the new person in the room, but of course to you as well. You got to get compensated, right? You get $50 in store credit, and not only that, you will also get an entry to win an Emmitt Smith Game Day Authentic at the end of July. We just gave away a Steve Young Authentic that is getting shipped out tomorrow to whoever ended up winning that. So congratulations to whoever did. And again, you bring more people into the break room, you have more fun, and you get rewarded for it. Only 2 people so far have done that for the month of July. And as well as the ad contest on top of that, y'all, top 3 places, $250 in UA gift card down to $150 as well. This is probably the most creative, most fun thing we have for you guys outside of the break room for y'all to earn some in-store credit. Keep it about 60 to 90 seconds. Send a video to marketing at ultimateautographs.com. What is that video? Any piece of UA merch that you have earned. Put UA on in the background. Impersonations, animals. Use your kids, for example. Hell, you have them for a reason, right? Might as well put them to work very, very early. The higher the creativity rate, the better it is. And all you got to do is finish top 3 for this as well for you guys to be rewarded. So don't be shy. Get in that ad contest right now. So with that being said, guys, we got 7 lovely sets of eyeballs tuning in with Steven and I so far this morning. So something that I've been doing for a little while now, go ahead and put your dice roll guesses in the chat. I'll give this about 20 to 30 seconds. For a valid dice roll, we have that between the number 6 through the number 12. So that'll get us kickstarted this morning. Anybody that guesses the dice roll correctly will end up getting some UA Store credit. So Steven and I can't get any credit, obviously, but any guesses to start the morning on what it could be? 7, gonna rock the Dansby Swanson number to get us started.
The amount
for
of
the day.
threes Caleb Wilson hit in his first game.
I like that even better. I like that a lot. That brings a smile to my face. So 7 threes, 35 points. Just a lovely start for Caleb Wilson. I don't know when the next Bulls Summer League game is. I think he's actually going head to head against every single pick in front of him. I think he's facing Devonta and Peterson as well during Summer League. So
he faced Boozer. Yeah, right.
Yep. Just faced Boozer as well, who won one pick before.
Tomorrow against the Jazz.
Tomorrow against the Jazz. Okay,
Tuesday,
lovely.
And then Tuesday against Devonta.
We will be seated for that one, so that's a nice way to enjoy and spend my off day. So you're going with 7. I'll go with 12 for Colson Montgomery, who ended up scoring the game-winning run yesterday. What's going on, Sloppy Joe Bad?
He says 9.
He's going with 9. So we were just mentioning the Cubs, and the future Hall of Fame manager appears in Joe Madden. So let's see what we got here, guys. It's going to be 7. So Steven gets a nice pat on the back because that's all we can give him this morning. So we do not take tips. We only take compliments here in the break room. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to rock 2 separate Chase wheel spins. If you know me, the place that I'm generous most in the world is this break room. So I'm going to rock 2 separate series for you guys to get yourself into. And I think it's pretty obvious what it's going to be. So I'm obviously going to go with the Weekend Warrior and the lottery. So with that being said, guys, again, don't take advantage of our generosity here in the break room, please. Weekend Warrior, 3 boxes, 3 headliners. Clear that bad boy out. Get yourself a new series and get yourself potentially $100 at the end of the program. The lottery as well. Most boxes, Steven. Most headliners. Second most golden tickets. And you know what sounds great? Getting yourself Tom Brady and a little extra scratch for doing so. Keep in mind, they're 2 separate Chase wheel spins. So some hosts, whenever they do decide to put two series on the Chase wheel spin, they like to combine them. No, not me. I want to separate 2 separate breaks there for you guys to reward you even more. So everything has basically been set up. So time for us to do a little housekeeping and see how things are going to be run down here in the break room today. So not only are we going to go through the breaks, obviously, because we're here first and foremost to break some boxes. Steven and I, one thing I was actually kind of debating when driving here this morning, I want you to go and get your teacher's degree and figure things out here this morning, because I want to hear a first half grade from you for your baseball team in the Chicago Cubs. So think of a letter grade, think of some positives and negatives to talk about, because I want a grade and I want us to go in and talk about that. Today is the last day of the first half for Major League Baseball teams before we go into the All-Star
I think it's
break.
like, what, we're 98 games in, so there's like 64 games left?
Yeah, something like that. What's the Cubs record? You guys are, what, like 10 games over or something like that?
Yeah, I think we won last night somehow.
Yeah, so...
I think we are 10, and the Brewers lost twice.
Yeah.
Shout out Pittsburgh.
Shout out to
The
they're
Pirates.
undefeated in the Jacob Gonzalez era, so shout out to Pittsburgh.
I'll take it at this point. We are 11 games above 500.
How many games back in Milwaukee? Like 5 or 6? Yeah, 6 sounds about right.
Totally doable.
With the way that they started this first half, that's actually that's very doable.
That's kind of why you might be surprised by my grade.
So you're probably what? Are you the first or second wild card spot?
I think we're first.
First wild card spot. So
I'm fairly certain.
Cubs are in a great spot. The White Sox are tied for first because Miami all of a sudden decides to go on a cold streak against Cleveland.
We're we're a half game up on Philadelphia, and then Miami, I think, is a game back.
Yeah. Okay. So ironically, our biggest division rival as of right now is helping you out tremendously by taking the first 2 games in Miami. So we'll get to that after we go through this rundown. So guys, make sure to sit back, relax, and strap it down. We got 6 lovely series. I think 7 actually. Yeah, 7 lovely series to go through with you guys this morning. 13 headliners, 23 boxes, and the 4 aforementioned golden tickets. We're already almost halfway there through our first double that we got here this morning. So when it comes to 5 spots in that double, all 8 spots in that single, same for the quad as well. You guys can see the prices listed on the right-hand side. And this lottery series. So this lottery series is the only series up right now that has a prize that goes along with it. Let's read along, shall we? Every replica helmet won in this series means that you have received a lottery spin from the hopper. Each lottery ball has a store credit amount assigned to it, with amounts up to $250. In addition to the lottery ball, the winners of replica helmets also will be added to a top spot drawing for 9 golden tickets at the conclusion of this series. If for whatever reason you think I'm a great big dirty liar, this is what we got so far. Still the same thing as yesterday morning, guys. So, hey, that is honestly A-okay. And on top of this as well, I'm going to go to the wide shot for this one. This is what I am talking about when it comes to the hopper. So because we only have one entry as well, from the looks of things over here, we've also only drawn one lottery ball. Yeah. So if you get a replica helmet, you get two big things from this series. That entry, by the way, that is going to result in 9 golden tickets. So right now, Jeremiah Couch, dude, he is on the couch all by himself. So again, feel free to go after that lottery series, guys, and we'll talk about some of the headliners right now that correspond with that. There's the good old randomizer. So, the aforementioned headliners. Chinmay and I yesterday talked about the quintuplet of headliners that we had yesterday in the NFC North. Now, it's just a fancy old quad. It looks like Adrian Peterson on that authentic got pulled, but we still got a lot of great stuff to talk about. The NFC South, by the way, is where those 4 golden tickets still reside as a photoed headliner. Emmitt Smith. I mean, what more can you say about Emmitt Smith, right? The all-time leading rusher in NFL history and the only MVP in Dallas Cowboys franchise history as well. Might as well go to the other NFC East photoed headliner hit as well. Dak Prescott, in my opinion, you know, it's hard to say that the most underrated quarterback in the league is the starting quarterback for America's team, if you think the Dallas Cowboys is that. Dak Prescott has led the league in completions 2 out of the last 3 years. Possibly the only reason why he hasn't done it for a 3rd consecutive year, that in between season 2 years ago, he had a lower body injury that only allowed him to start 9 or 10 games for the Dallas Cowboys. But when this guy is on, he is one of the more efficient and one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He has been asked to drop back and throw the ball more times than any other quarterback in the last 3 seasons. Unfortunately, the only thing he can't do, Steven, the guy can't play defense. Brian Schottenheimer last year came in and cooked up arguably the most efficient offense, probably behind the LA Rams last year in the entire NFL. Let's see if they can do it in back-to-back seasons. So, moving along to, I think, the division that everybody's got to play in today has got to be the NFC North, one of 2 Lions that have roared themselves to the top of the food chain here in this lottery break today. The Honolulu Blue, for not the Flying Hawaiian, in Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god. You want to talk about an underrated? This guy, in my opinion, is underrated as underrated gets. You think about Justin Jefferson. You think about Jamar Chase, reigning yards leader in Jackson Smith-Njigba, Puka Nacua as well. You think of those guys as the upper echelon S-tier wide receivers. Very, very odd that this guy is not mentioned in that class more. 4 consecutive years of 1,000+ receiving yards. It's no surprise that this guy started taking off right when the Lions started taking off and became a prominent team in the NFC. Right. You talk about Jahmyr Gibbs. You talk about Jared Goff. You talk about Dan Campbell. And rightfully so, right? But Amon-Ra St. Brown is the linchpin that ties everything together in that Lions offense. It seems like every single set of downs, Jared Goff is targeting him for, you know, some type of short yard gain.
Can't blame him.
Yeah, no, not whatsoever. I mean, Amon-Ra, again, one of the best wide receivers in the game on a Honolulu speed flex. Again, you can look this up online for retail. Fanatics, Radkey, Steiner Sports, all corporations that do have COA authenticated grades, just like here at UA. Every single thing has a COA on it, or certificate of authenticity. This was coming in at right around $1,200 to $1,300 that I was looking on retail last night. So with that being said, this is why Ultimate Autographs is so badass. You can go out and, you know, feel free to go on and do so if you want to pay full market value for $1,200 or $1,300. Or you can step into the break room and get multiple cracks for an Amon-Ra St. Brown for as low as $135. Feel the love with us this morning here in the break room with Jordan Love. You're going to hear me say the word underrated and underappreciated quite a lot. Not just because I'm a company man, guys, but because I truly believe these are some of my favorite players in the NFL. Hopefully you feel the same way. Green Bay Packers star Jordan Love. He became one of 3 Green Bay Packers quarterbacks ever. Yes, he did something that the great Brett Favre never accomplished last year in the postseason. He joined Lynn Swann and, Lynn Dickey, excuse me. I got the Lynn's confused. Lynn Dickey and Aaron Rodgers as one of 3 Packers quarterbacks to toss 4 or more passing touchdowns in a singular playoff game. He did that last year against the Chicago Bears, and somehow, someway, the Packers managed to lose a 3-touchdown lead in the second half of that game last year. Chinmay and Dom, if y'all are tuning in or any Packers fans out there, sorry, not sorry. But Jordan Love was not the reason, of course, for that really, really bad collapse last year. Jordan Love, a top 10 quarterback in the sport. I'm just going to go through the rest of the NFC North headliners here down at the bottom, kind of group all these together. Again, guys, $512 to get into that quad. You can get a Chase Wheelspin. You'll have your name entered 4 times. You can earn store credit back by getting yourself a lottery ball. And, of course, you can get yourself an entry as well if you end up getting a replica helmet. Outside of, I just named you a ton of things you can get outside of playing in these headliners. So, again, please go on and do so. Jahmyr Gibbs. I talked about how Amon-Ra St. Brown is completely underrated. This guy is not only properly rated, but I would argue he is the face of this Detroit Lions franchise. The Sonic to David Montgomery's Knuckles. Unfortunately, Knuckles has left town, so Sonic is all by himself to collect his rings. The Lions, not saying that they are definitely not a prohibited Super Bowl favorite to come out of the NFC. You know, you got the Rams, you got the Seahawks that are up there. I mean, even some teams in division, the Packers and the Bears, you could probably argue, are maybe even more favored than Detroit. But for Jahmyr Gibbs, this guy might go 1-1 in fantasy this year as well. There's not a damn thing this guy can do on the football field. A superstar in the Motor City. Brian Urlacher talking about superstars, a Hall of Famer. You can see it right there on the helmet. Hall of Fame class of 18 inscribed right by the C on the Chicago Bears lid. Anytime that you get a inscription of a Hall of Fame, it could be Hall of Fame, it could be stats, it could be a saying or a phrase. Inscriptions always mean more money. Anytime you add a visor onto a Speed Flex, that means more money for you guys. It's just more highly valued. It's just more unique than a signature and a standard Speed Flex. Oh, and by the way, Speed Flexes are the most top tier item that you can sign on for an NFL player. This guy, not just any average NFL player. 2005 Defensive Player of the Year, first ballot Hall of Famer, arguably the biggest monster of the Midway. If there's one thing that the Chicago Bears can hang their hat on in their franchise's history, it is elite level linebackers. Lance Briggs is his teammate. Obviously, Dick Butkus, Mike Singletary. The list goes on and on. So that's 4 headliners right there, guys, in the NFC North. How about 2 in the NFC West? To start rounding out these photoed headliners. Torrey Holt, this might be one of my favorite lids in any series just because it's on a retro. Retros have quickly become one of my favorites. If y'all have not started collecting retros or really know what they are, on the side of this helmet, again, we're going to have to pull it out here to fully see it, but it has this really nice psychedelic 70s type of lettering on the side. This is absolutely gorgeous, man. Torrey Holt with a very good signature as well. Has his full name signed. You certainly can't get confused.
You can tell who it is.
Yeah, right off rip. You're not going to have a magnifying glass or any transcribers to figure out whose name that is. I just love the Rams logo as well. You never see this Rams logo on any other lid besides this one. Great cream color scheme and a former Super Bowl champion and Hall of Famer. Not a Hall of Famer as of yet, I should say, in the great Torrey Holt.
I think it's him. I think it is Holt. He leads the 2000s in receiving yards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and not a Hall of Famer, by the way.
Yeah, well, you know.
Isaac Bruce makes it in, and somehow who, again, people would argue was the number 1 on those greatest show on turf teams is Torrey Holt, and somehow he gets the short end of the stick. So I don't know what level of blackmail Torrey has been dealing with, but a guy, again.
Yeah, who did he irk?
Yeah, I was going to. There's, I don't know what's the anti-Torrey Holt voters are going on like that. So, again, guys, show the respect that Torrey Holt deserves. And this guy, by the way, after, of course, being the last pick in his respective draft class, I think this guy not only has gotten respect from the 49ers, but the entire NFL as well. One of the highest paid quarterbacks currently in the National Football League, and in my opinion, he definitely deserves it. Brock Purdy for the San Francisco 49ers. This is on a rivalry authentic helmet. This doubles up, of course, with the NFC West with Torrey Holt. Even more reason for you guys to go in and close out that lottery double. One of my favorite quarterbacks in the league. He actually leads all NFL quarterbacks since debuting now 4 years ago in quarterback rating. The most efficient quarterback in the National Football League, a career completion percentage nearly 70%. There is not a throw that this guy cannot make on the football field. The only thing that stopped him from making a Super Bowl run last year, his defense was decimated. He had arguably one of the turf. The turf as well. He had arguably one of the best postseason wins last year, going on the road and decimating the defending Super Bowl champions in the Philadelphia Eagles. But unfortunately, he ran into a buzzsaw defense and a much healthier team in the Seattle Seahawks. They got boat raced in that game. But you go back, you bring a healthy Nick Bosa, a healthy Fred Warner, and now adding Mike Evans to that offense. I think San Fran will go neck and neck with Seattle and Los Angeles the entire year in the NFC West. Don't ask about my Cardinals. They might win one game the entire year. Secondary headliners, by the way, all three of those remain. We could have a double up from the secondary headliners alone. Reggie Wayne and Warren Moon headline these secondary headliners. And by the way, how about this? A triple up. That gives you even more incentive. So you get a quad up in the NFC North. You get a triple up in the NFC East because we know Jalen Carter. Oh, man. Jalen Carter and Dak Prescott in the same room. You might want to wear a bib. You might want to wear some protective chest wear between Dak Prescott and Jalen Carter. If you know, you know. And the double up in the NFC West, guys. So many headlines correspond with one another. And this is a perfect time to talk about the 4 golden tickets, which, by the way, is in that NFC South. Oh, crap baskets. How can I forget Tom the Terrific? This is the first time I've ever forgot about Tom Brady talking about the headliners. Oh, yeah, this guy, Tom Brady. 199th overall pick in his draft class. He went from being disrespected to day one. He was a national title winner at Michigan. He was the captain of his team for the Big Ten Michigan Wolverines. Bill Belichick, the only guy that believed in him. Every single team at some point in that draft class was passed on Tom Brady. And what did he do? Turned a 20-plus year career into being a 7-time Super Bowl champion. This is a crazy fact, bro. If the Manning bloodline did not exist in the NFL, Tom Brady could have won a Super Bowl in half of his career seasons. He could have seriously won as many Super Bowls as he did fingers.
That's crazy.
I'm just trying to think of
crazy work.
I'm just trying to think of players off the top of my head in pro sports history that have more rings as him as a player. Robert Horry has 7. Excuse me.
He only lost to? So he lost to
the Manning family.
Manning, but
yeah.
Flacco once.
And Nick Foles.
And Foles.
So he would have
I was talking
won
about
9.
the AFC.
Yeah. AFC, yeah.
I was thinking before even they got to that point,
He lost in 06 to Manning when the Colts won that Super Bowl.
And that's when you knew they were going to win it.
The Ravens in 2000, but he was a rookie in 2000 technically when they won that.
He didn't play in that one.
No, I'm just thinking of teams that made it out of the AFC.
He lost to Flacco.
Yeah, he lost to Flacco. Obviously, the Broncos later in his Patriots tenure when they got Peyton Manning. But really, that 2000s was just
that's him.
Put a stranglehold on that outside of Manning breaking through in 1 year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So again, Tom Brady, kind of like LeBron in a lot of ways in the 2010s, putting a stranglehold on a conference for a decade. Tom Brady did that in the 2000s. 7-time Super Bowl champion. By the way, guys, again, you can get this for $135 right now in the break room. Again, $270 here. I guarantee you that there is at least one AFC East helmet in the hidden gems because you do not see any others here in the headliners. With that being said, this is going for about $3,000 retail on Fanatics that I saw yesterday. So again, something that you can, 25, 26 times exits value from getting into a single. One more needs to be said right there. So I'm going to get into and talk about the golden tickets, guys. So the golden tickets, this has actually been in the break room now for over a month. So it's still our brand new baby, but it's, the shine isn't as shiny as it was. People are starting to understand the concept of the golden tickets. However, the locker has been completely renovated. This past week, we are adding things that are not just football memorabilia. We added a Shaquille O'Neal jersey. That went in the day. I got to see if that Nick Kurtzbad went, which, by the way, guys, only one golden ticket is what those cost. And by the way, the greatest player to ever touch a basketball is in that locker. Yes, we have a Michael Jordan autographed jersey going for 35 golden tickets.
And he touched that basketball.
Yeah. So when it comes to MJ, the 2 letters, anytime you hear MJ, you think of one of 2 people, Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson. But in this break room, no offense to MJ, the musical variety, Michael Jordan takes all precedent here in the break room. If you want to start your long tenure of going after golden tickets, obviously, this is the one-stop shop to figuring out how to get them. So what the hell are golden tickets, right? It is the exclusive rewards currency of getting yourself into the locker. A member's collection of premium, one-of-a-kind autographed memorabilia. How do you earn them? Very, very simple. You get them by playing in our live breaks. Now, how do you redeem them? Once you've earned the golden tickets, you redeem them in the locker. Every item shows exactly how many golden tickets it takes to claim them, so you always know what you are working towards. So traditionally, Steven, in the past, obviously we've had our rewards program. Rewards program, by the way, it still coincides with the golden tickets. You get, for every dollar you spend, you get 25 rewards points alongside that. So that's very, very important to note because unfortunately, you cannot just win a golden ticket and walk into the locker. There is one prerequisite to earning yourself golden tickets, and that is getting to our second tier rewards program, which is known as the practice squad. I'll dive into our rewards in a quick second. I'll take a detour to get into there. Now, that's going to be 7,500 rewards points. That might sound daunting on the surface, guys, but again, it is only our second tier. That equates even to anywhere between $250 to $300 spent here in the break room. However, there are so many perks that you can get started here in the break room that can get yourself started to make things a little bit easier to get yourself to that 7,500 threshold. What's inside of the locker? Well, I'm going to drop a quick link for you guys here, and I'll read some stuff aloud to you. What's going on, Sean? What's going on, baby?
Sean, how we doing, my man?
Good morning, my man. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so crack open a cold one, big dog. Again, congratulations to your Mike Singletary jersey win, my friend, a couple of days ago. Looking forward to you getting that bad boy this week. So, just a couple of things to mention, by the way, for what we got in the locker right now. Now, the greatest thing about the locker is that it's always replenishing. Anytime 1 or 2 items get redeemed, Steven, again, they always seem to end up being replaced that same day or the following day. A little birdie told me on the street, by the way, that we have an auto replenish now available for this locker. So whenever anything gets pulled, something will step in and take its place. I'm having a cold beer right now for you, Rob. Thank you, Home Slice. I appreciate that. Sean, not to disappoint you, but I'm not the biggest beer guy. Anytime I'm at a sporting event, beers are my go-to. But if I'm drinking recreationally, red wine or brown liquor. That's always my go-to. Because, as time goes along, I become more and more of an alcoholic. So, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Joe Montana, just a couple of names to mention for 4 to 5 tickets. We do have a Tom Brady, by the way. So we got a Tom Brady.
Tommy.
We got Tom Brady for 9 golden tickets, or of course you can simply win it in the lottery right now by playing in the live break. Patrick Mahomes also joins in from 8 tickets on an STS, or as known as a salute to service. While we have a dual team Drew Brees. We have him as a Purdue Boilermaker and on a New Orleans Saint. He's vastly underrated in his career, and he's vastly underrated in the locker. Just 5 golden tickets.
I love that Purdue and the Saints have the same scheme.
I was just thinking
so,
that.
It's just it looks like a Purdue ripped helmet, but it's not.
Doesn't miss a beat.
It doesn't miss a beat, exactly.
I know. Yeah, it's got that gorgeous Boilermaker logo on right there. So, again, by the way, we actually have a mural helmet in there as well. Superstar tight end Brock Bowers, who is looking to have another breakout year. By the way, guys, the all-time leader for receiving yards in a rookie season. This guy you want to get going into his junior season in the NFL. Look, Fernando Mendoza, reigning Heisman Trophy winner. He has got a brand new star center in Tyler Linderbaum, who's going to be snapping the ball to him. They poached him from the Baltimore Ravens. You got a young star running back. I am super high on Ashton Genty. And you got a couple of other nice pieces as well for the Raiders. Now, I know they play in a kick-ass division. Denver Broncos, they led the league in wins last year. The Chiefs, obviously with Mahomes coming back, you can never count them out. And the Chargers, one of the more well-rounded teams in the AFC. It's going to be daunting, Steven, but I think they're going to have one of the highest jumps in win totals from last year into this season.
There's always a big jump, right? There's always a big jump somewhere, and no doubt about it, that could absolutely be them.
And I love their head coach, by the way. Offensive-minded guy in Clint Kubiak coming over from the Super Bowl winning Seahawks. The thing that I loved about Clint, you saw what he did with Kenneth Walker. You saw what he did with Zach Charbonnet. That gives me a ton of hope for a guy like Ashton Genty. Because as much as they're going to want to get Mendoza reps, as much as they're going to want to funnel that offense through Brock Bowers, I think that they're going to be a run-first offense. They have a young and improving offensive line, which was terrible for them last season. So I think that they're going to get a lot of run out of Ashton Genty. No pun intended there. So with that being said, Michael Jordan still alive and well, guys. 35 golden tickets in that locker. Just dropped the link for you a couple seconds ago. Jalen Hurts, 6 golden tickets. And Nick Kurtz, who, again, shout out to Nick Kurtz, man. Hopefully he gets back and healthy soon. He just got placed on the 10-day injured list. He's got a thumb issue he's dealing with. Him and Yordan Alvarez. probably the two leading MVP frontrunners in the American League right now. Look, I'm not upset that he's missed this series against the White Sox. But I am thankful for him, because if it wasn't for his injury, we would not have Munetaka Murakami replacing him at first base, who, by the way, might get the starting nod at first base. I think Wilson Contreras is going to start at first base for the American League All-Star team. But Munetaka Murakami, shout out to him, man. First-year All-Star for the White Sox. Hey, Steven, what's good, buddy?
Hey, Sean, how's it going, my man?
Natural ice beer for me, Rob. Well, again, Sean, pace yourself, my friend, because we're in for a long ride here in the break room. We're about 40 minutes in, and we are looking for that coveted first break here in the UA Live break room. So, getting into the next part of our Chase wheel spin here, guys, would be the Weekend Warrior. Again, this is very, very straight up, very, very self-explanatory. It's the Stash or Cash Weekend Warrior. Yes, our Tuesday fixture decided to come out of the bullpen early and get ourselves started here in the Weekend Warrior. We have 3 items left. And again, an opportunity to earn yourself some money back with us here in UA this morning. The second most valuable item that we have left in the headliners, again, Rob Gronkowski went yesterday. I'm not sure if he got redeemed for $1,000, but how about something for $600? The Iron Man himself, over 2,600 career games. Something so astonishing, I just hit puberty twice by cracking my voice there. If you equate that over 162 game haul, Steven, that is more than 16 consecutive seasons without missing a game. I mean, you can literally have a newborn baby that literally goes from being a newborn to getting themselves their driver's license. That is how long Cal Ripken won without missing a singular game. We talk about sports feats that might never be accomplished. Look, in baseball, we talk about the wins record in Cy Young. That's never going to be broken. Maybe the strikeout record with Nolan Ryan, over 5,000 punch-outs. That's probably never going to be broken. The Barry Bonds record, possibly never going to be broken. But this, to me, Steven, I think is the most unbreakable feat next to Cy Young's win total in baseball history.
Yeah, and I think that and Joe DiMaggio's 56.
56? There's been a couple guys that have flirted with it, but they've never come super close.
What's the closest? Like 45 or 48 or something?
I know Jimmy Rollins got him.
I remember that one.
I think that was his MVP year in 07, low to mid 40s.
I don't think it's getting.
What's the closest? What's the in recent memory? I don't think anybody's gotten in the 50s.
That's what I'm saying.
DiMaggio. Yeah.
Yeah. So Joe DiMaggio, 56. Second, Mr. Willie Keeler of the Baltimore Orioles in 1896.
What was your favorite moment from that season?
Well, the fact that my grandma wasn't born yet. I don't know. Pete Rose, 44 games. Bill Dolan. This thing's just wrong. Because Jimmy Rollins. Where's Jimmy Rollins?
He should be in the low to mid 40s.
Oh, he only had 38.
So who's the most recent to come close then? Is it Rollins?
It's Rollins. 05, 06.
Oh wow. So
and I'll say this. It doesn't go until Luis Castillo, 35 games in 2002.
With the Marlins.
So there's like 11 other guys ahead of them. Him and Rollins are all what we like to call pre-World War II. And some pre-World War One.
That's pretty wild. Which, by the way, the gloves.
If you really want context, ladies and gentlemen, some are closer to the Revolution or the Civil War than the World War One.
If you guys don't believe Steven and I, I'm sure he would attest to this. I'm not kidding, guys. This is not a sponsor for today's show, of course, but if you guys ever wonder why I can be so energetic on air, these are the reason why. Mm-hmm. The reason I'm showing this as a comparison, the pouch, no pun intended, the middle of somebody's glove was about the size of this.
Yeah.
Back when a lot of those hitting streaks were pre-World War I and II. Yeah. You wonder why people get taught.
They say 2 hands for a reason.
Yeah. You want to have 2 hands for safety. That's the reason why they always did that, because the gloves were so ridiculously small back then. Again, it was a different game. Guys weren't throwing upper 90s, of course. They were probably throwing in the low 80s, if that, back in those days. So, again.
Chase Utley did 35 in 2006, too. So,
dude,
that's what I'm saying. And that's still 21 games.
Yeah.
To get to 21 games itself is insane.
Yeah.
We haven't seen 21 in forever.
That Phillies core was bonkers.
Yes.
I mean, that you want to talk about an elite infield. Rollins, I think Ryan Howard won it his rookie year in 06. Rollins won an MVP in 07. Utley,
Howard was the year after. His year after his rookie year. He was rookie of the year.
Yeah, he owned 05, he was a rookie, and then 06 was
yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So a sophomore year. And again, following up with Rollins at shortstop, who had like a 30-30 season in 07. Chase Utley, who people say was the most well-rounded guy at second base. Who was that third base for the Phillies? Why can't I? Bless you.
Excuse me.
Why can't I remember who their third baseman was? I know they had Pedro Feliz later on.
2006 Phillies?
Yeah, any one of those teams. Pat Burrow was in the outfield. Victorino, Jason Worth,
Bobby Abreu.
Bobby Abreu. But who, by the way, maybe an unconventional opinion, Bobby Abreu should be a Hall of Famer. I'm a big Bobby Abreu guy.
Maybe. Did they just have a third baseman? David Bell.
David Bell. Damn it. I'm actually mad I didn't get that.
With a .3 WAR.
David Bell. Shit. And then, of course, they had Mike Lieberthal at catcher.
Yes.
Yeah. Broke Lieberthal at catcher. So, again.
Yeah, Ryan Howard, 58 home runs, 149 runs.
Just a dirty.
He had a .313 batting average.
Wild.
Wonder
how many guys are hitting .313 these days.
I don't think anyone is.
You want to take?
I don't think anyone is.
You want to take?
I think they're all under.
Okay,
I think there's like 3 people that are qualified hitters above 300.
What's your official guess for how many players?
3.
3 that are hitting .313 or higher?
No, just above 300.
So right now for qualified hitters, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 players.
That's about right.
300 or higher.
I grossly
The
overestimated
313 number, there's only 4 guys. Otto Lopez, who, by the way, nuts. 339. Big reason why the Marlins are having the year that they're having. A guy who has won a batting title before, who, by the way, might be one of the top 2 or 3 trade deadline acquisitions. Luis Ariz, doing what he usually does, hitting 332. Yandy Diaz, one of the most underrated hitters in baseball. And a guy who I think should be the leading MVP candidate in the American League. Yordan Alvarez hitting 315. My opinion, the most...
He's the balanced
He's
hitter.
the best all-around hitter in baseball.
All-around, exactly.
Yeah. It's not... So
Did I tag you in that graphic that I saw?
Which one?
Of all the guys in the OPSs? Like the top 10 in OPSs
and on Twitter
and WRC plus.
Yes,
yeah, exactly. And they're all negative because they're good hitters. Like they're all very good hitters.
Which, by the way, is crazy.
Not good defenders.
Because the guy
except for one gentleman.
Because the guy who's a consensus bad defender by reputation,
who should be starting in center field.
Luis, even I would agree to that. Luis Ariz, who has been known as a general consensus bad defender. Ron Washington in San Francisco this year, he's turned him into a above average second baseman, which is pretty wild. Nick Gonzalez.
Which is hilarious. That's where he started.
Yeah, at second.
And then they moved him to first, and they tried all these things.
Jung Hoo Lee. This is pretty crazy. The Giants have 2 of the top 5 most qualified leaders by batting average, and they're one of the worst teams in the sport this year. Brandon Marsh, Xavier Edwards, another Philly.
Career year, Brandon Marsh.
Another Marlin, excuse me. PCA, top 20 in batting average.
He's hitting like 292 or something like that now.
Chase Mydroth, 45th.
Did you ever?
He's hitting 290 on the dot.
Did you ever imagine that world?
Well, how about
he's not going to hit that for the rest of the year. I don't.
How about this? A guy 2 points behind that now qualifies. Italian Stallion, Sam Antonacci, who's, by the way,
who's probably a more well-known hitter of the baseball.
Who, by the way, if you can believe this in terms of WAR leaders, I think right now Kevin McGonigal, who shout out to McGonigal, got an All-Star bid his rookie year. Also Travis Bazzana from the Guardians. I think, and this is maybe the bias in me speaking, Tristan Peters, who is now an All-Star as well, he's going to give them run for their money in terms of Rookie of the Year for the Chicago White Sox. A guy that now has the same WAR as Randy Arozarena and Shohei Ohtani as a hitter. Tristan Peters.
He has the same WAR as Shohei Ohtani as a hitter?
Yeah, 3.
So is PCA...
Well, no. So Ohtani doesn't play the field.
No, that's what I'm saying. So is PCA just way above them?
PCA is leading baseball in WAR. If you don't include Ohtani's pitching.
Oh, okay.
He is the best position player in terms of WAR. You know who's number 2? Kevin McGonigal is number 2 at 4.9. 4.9.
Well, that was the big debate. Obviously Shohei's pitching and his hitting is just unbelievable, right? And I personally have never seen that because I didn't grow up in 1920. But
yeah,
that's how good PCA's defense is. That it almost acts like pitching.
No, it's not.
And PCA had that really, really bad week after we faced you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you're welcome for Tristan Peters. We birthed him. We did. He had his first career home run against us on that Sunday. And
to tie the game.
And he's an all-star.
And he's an
all-star now.
So they were doing, the last couple of days, Sox have been super busy. So they were doing the All-Star announcement in the clubhouse yesterday.
Also, just 3 to go, I think, on the jerseys. Maybe 2.
Awesome.
Maybe
Awesome.
2.
So
3 to go. 3 to go.
So we'll get back into that in just a little bit because we still got some other series to talk about, guys. Looking for our first break here in the UA Live break room on this Sunday morning. Stephen Ryan, Rob Hill with you guys. So Vassell was doing the announcement yesterday for Tristan Peters. Since April 21st, I couldn't believe these numbers. So for Peters, I was talking to you about this before the show. A guy who went 0 for 12 last year in very limited playing time for the Tampa Bay Rays. I think he struck out 10 times in 12 at-bats. When he made the opening day roster, he wasn't even our starting center fielder. Luis Angel Acuna was an experiment, and we had him as our opening day center fielder and our everyday guy for a few weeks. He was only a bunt-happy guy. We literally had him. He was a slap hitter, a singles hitter, and we bunted him a lot of the times when he was up at the dish. From April 21st on, he's hitting .323 with a .537 slugging percentage. From April 21st on.
That's what I wanted PCA to be, worst case scenario. Like, if you really can't dial in this power, you need to learn how to bunt.
Yeah.
You need to figure it out.
Get on base by any means necessary.
That's kind of what it is.
Which, by the way, speaking of the baseball here, got a little bit off the beaten trail with this. Staying in the baseball family, not too many more elite baseball families than this.
Again,
when this originally started as a Father's Day hit, this made a lot more sense. But they don't want to leave the room anytime soon. But guys, go after this. This is an elite piece of memorabilia, which, by the way, right now, $300 trade-in. I would definitely keep this ball. You got a 04 MVP in Vlad Sr. You got yourself a guy who just went on one of the best postseason runs in baseball history. Took the evil umpire in the Dodgers to literally a 7th game in extra innings. You cannot come any closer to winning a World Series without winning it than the Blue Jays did last season. However, the Jays, it's funny how baseball is, right? Because the Jays last season, like I said, they came from an inning away. And on the surface, I remember right where I was, it was the Stranger Things finale. That same day, they signed Dylan Cease to a 7-year contract. You know me being a Sox fan and formerly a Cubs draft pick in Dylan Cease. I love Dylan Cease. He's my favorite pitcher in the game. What he is doing this year, he might be the leading Cy Young candidate in the American League. And the Jays right now are 5 games under 500. Max Scherzer, Shane Bieber, Trey Savage for part of the year. Gossman's been healthy, but he's been up and down.
He's old.
They've been ravaged by injuries, right?
Yes.
Jeff Hoffman is no longer the closer, and thank God, because Louis Varland is an American League All-Star. Next to Mason Miller, he's been the second best closer in the sport this year. But again, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. last night just hit his 5th home run of the season. Thank God for Kazuma Okamoto, because again, I don't want to say it was controversial, but they let Bo Bichette, who was he's a hero in Toronto. I think 2 weeks ago, he had a homecoming when the Mets went up to the Rogers Center.
He had that home run in Game 7. I was like, they might do this.
Yeah, he wasn't healthy. That was one of the few games that he came back for in the postseason last year. But again, replacing him with Okamoto, which thank God they did. He's been their best position player this year. But again, they play in an American League that's also been pretty dog shit this year. So it's kind of been surprising this season that the Blue Jays have had. It's either been injuries or underperformances all across the board, outside of Dylan Cease, of course. So anyways, we got ourselves some Angels and Blue Jays love here. And how about this? Guys, if this is baseball, you got 3 headliners to go out there and get. David Ortiz, Big Papi. You want to talk about clutch? You could seriously argue that this guy next to Reggie Jackson should also be known as Mr. October. The 2004 curse that was broken when they were down 3-0 against the New York Yankees, who just, by the way, came back from 3-1 the year before against them in the 03 ALCS. David Ortiz back-to-back walk-offs in the 04 ALCS. They absolutely annihilate them in Game 6, and then they go to Yankee Stadium. Johnny Damon hits 2 home runs in Game 7 at Yankee Stadium, and then they go to the World Series for the first time since 1986. They sweep the St. Louis Cardinals, and that was history from that point forward. A Hall of Famer for David Ortiz. And that, by the way, guys, that's not even a listed headliner. That's going to be $200 to cash that bad boy in. So, again, a lot of stuff to talk about, guys. A lot of good stuff to go into. The multi-sport series, much like the Weekend Warrior, very, very similar, but you do not get a cashback option like you do in that Weekend Warrior. 5 headliners and 11 boxes. 6 golden tickets in that bad boy.
Them tickets.
6 golden tickets, man. Across the board there. I just named a couple of guys that are in that locker that you can get for 6 golden tickets. Joe Montana, Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Bo Nix, You can get a lot of great items in there, guys, in the locker right now. Mike Tyson batting glove. It's me, the fighter. Now, this does not come with a severed ear in the box, or at least to my knowledge, it does not. And it does not come with this pet tiger either, or a knocked out Zach Galifianakis. But it does come with an autographed Everlast boxing glove. One of the best pound for pound heavyweight boxers in boxing history.
Him coming down the escalator will live in my head forever. To that Eco song.
One of the most badass entrances ever before a match.
They're going to count the cards, yes.
Which, by the way, I didn't even see what happened with the...
Yeah, guys, we can just count cards.
What happened with the McGregor fight last night, do you know?
I think... I didn't watch it. I was asleep, but I took Holloway. But he... I think what I heard is he broke his leg. On his,
injured his leg on
his
opening.
first kick. I'm like, oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, the fight was called. After, he broke his... Oh, my God. Injures his leg on opening kick.
Yep. See you, buddy. That was quick. That was
he injured his right leg in the opening seconds against Max Holloway and was forced to retire. Holy shit.
I remember the fight in 2016. I think it was him and I forgot the other guy, but he just knocked him out in like 10 seconds. And I just remember my roommates, their friends came over. Everyone dropped $5 for the pay-per-view. And I was like, this is what we paid for?
Yeah.
10 seconds. I'm like, that was... And I've never been into it since.
That's why you always look for the streaming services.
No, not anymore. I don't care.
I never, unless it was
when I go to a baseball game, ladies and gentlemen, I get 9 innings. Whether my team is getting bent over or they're bending over the opponent, I get my 9 innings. If I go to a basketball game, I get 48 minutes. Hockey, 60 minutes. Football, 60 minutes. Fighting, I can, it could be either way.
Yeah. And you could just, again, catch the highlights in a couple of minutes that can be condensed on YouTube or wherever. So, Bucky Williams, what's going on, Bucky?
Think you're in the right spot already?
Where do I find the 10 a.m. break? Now, we do not have a 10 a.m. show. This is the 9 a.m., depending on maybe what
10
coast.
Eastern.
Yeah, if you're on the East Coast, it'll be the 10 a.m. show, so that's a really good point. So that's what you're watching right now. However, last night, of course, being Saturday, we did have a 10:30 show last night, Bucky. So do me a favor, my friend. Drop your order number. You do get an email for every single break spot that you do purchase. So feel free to check your email. Drop the order number for Steven. He can look it up for you, my man. And again, if you have any questions about how the break room works or anything like that, just because I'm not familiar with the name, Bucky. So again, welcome to the UA Live break room, my man. Any questions that you got going forward, let me know. We can figure things out for you. So back into the multi-sport break that we have here again. Steven and I, big hoop heads. 9 a.m. Okay, so that's what you're currently watching, my man. If you have a spot that's already bought into a break, let me know. Maybe you ended up missing it. Maybe they did it last night. Or it has not happened yet. And we got a couple things set up this morning for the show. So again, feel free to let me know what other questions you got, my man. So we got Shawn Kemp and Gary Peyton dual-signed Seattle Supersonics. Seattle Supersonics, look, a lot of people forget that this team actually won an NBA championship in 1979. One of the biggest upsets, by the way, in NBA Finals history. Dennis Johnson, Gus Williams. But a lot of people associate the Supersonics with 2 players, Kemp and Peyton. The glove, Hall of Famer Gary Peyton, and one of the most athletic forwards of all time in Shawn Kemp. They were just one of 2 teams in the finals to actually take 2 games off of the Jordan Bulls dynasty. They were down 3-0, and famously, he went up to Hall of Fame coach George Karl, that being Gary Peyton, and said, F you, George, you're not controlling this anymore, because he won Defensive Player of the Year in that year that they went to the finals. And for whatever reason, George Karl did not play his best card in putting Gary Peyton on Michael Jordan, because he did not want to basically exude all of his energy on both sides of the floor. Clearly, that was a dumbass mistake. He guarded Michael Jordan in game 5, 6, and 7, and he actually did a great job of slowing down MJ, but of course, not game 7, but of course, you can't keep the great ones down. So, Gary Peyton, one of the best on-ball defenders of all time, and Shawn Kemp, one of the best dunkers of all time. Larry Bird, Larry Legend, a consensus top 10 player for those that care about NBA all-time legacy rankings. Him and the guy we're talking about next, and Magic Johnson, no hyperbole, both guys saved the NBA. For those that, again, do not understand, I don't want to say understand, but those that are not aware of NBA history and precedent, the 1970s, arguably the worst decade for the NBA in their history. Games were on tape delay, not just, finals or playoff games, but literally regular season games were on tape delay because of how unpopular the sport was at the time. It was a very drug-riddled league. They were also competing with the ABA as well.
Cocaine Bulls, baby.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But by the way, the NBA got a huge help, not just from college players, like Magic and Larry. That 1979, I believe, NCAA title game between Indiana and Michigan State, between Birds Hoosiers and Magic Spartans. But of course, the ABA infusion. Artis Gilmore, Dr. J, George Gervin, all guys that came into the league together really helped keep the NBA alive. But I'm not bullshitting you guys. Don't mean this in any racial context, of course. Larry Bird's name was literally the Great White Hope coming into the NBA. Won 3 NBA titles, won 3 consecutive MVPs as well. The last NBA player to win 3 consecutive NBA MVP awards from 84 to 86. Larry Legend here in the UA Live break room here today. Magic Johnson, Irvin Magic Johnson. Come on, when people start calling you Magic thinking it's your first name, you're obviously doing a whole lot of things right. This guy, as a rookie to win an NBA championship, went into a finals game to, at the time, the greatest player of all time, step in for the injured Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he put together, in my opinion, still to this day, the greatest finals performance of all time. He filled in as a 6'8" rookie, went into the game, played center for the Lakers, and I want to look up his exact numbers here to show you guys how crazy it was. Rookie Magic Johnson finals game stats. So at 6'9", rookie point guard Magic Johnson started as a center and eventually played all 5 positions in a dominating performance, finishing the game a game-high 42 points and grabbing a game-high 15 rebounds, handing out 7 assists. Johnson led the Lakers to an NBA crown in the 1980 finals as a rookie. In my opinion, there is no better clinching finals game than that. You could argue Giannis's 50-piece in the 21 finals against the Phoenix Suns. I'm sure there's a lot of other games I'm forgetting as well. But again, Magic Johnson, one of 5 NBA championships he would go on to win. Speaking of greatest players in their franchise's history, Steven, this guy is about as good as they get as a career Calgary Flame. A guy that I actually remember my first ever NHL game as a kid. I think a lot of people from our generation, for you and me, grew up playing a lot of sports games, because that to me is how I, got to know a lot of rosters and a lot of players. NHL 03 was my first hockey game, and Jerome McGinley was on the front cover of that game. The all-time leading goal scorer and points in Calgary Flames history. The only thing this guy didn't accomplish was winning himself a Stanley Cup trophy. Art Ross, Rookie of the Year winner. He led the league in goals a few times as well. This is on a beautiful licensed hockey jersey for this multi-sport series. So, with what we got going on, guys, that's the multi-sport. We're also looking for a couple of other things in progress here in the UA Live break room. So again, guys, feel free to let us know where we are rocking and rolling here. This morning, we are about an hour into the show, and we are looking for our first break here in the UA Live break room. So, home slice, if it was you playing in the break room this morning, what would you want to get into, dude, and why?
Probably this lottery. This lottery looks pretty juicy.
Very, very juicy indeed. So,
quarterbacks, greatest running backs, greatest quarterback of all time. 2 modern-day quarterbacks that are absolute studs, and Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, and Jordan Love as well. Golden tickets. I mean, I don't know what else needs to be said.
Nah, dude, a lot of...
plus the chance, like you said, I believe at the end to win 9.
Yeah, 9 golden tickets.
Of it, if you don't win one of those items?
9 golden tickets for the prize, indeed.
So every item in the box is something towards something greater, maybe.
It's a whole lot of sexiness.
Right.
You want to wake up feeling sexy? That lottery series is the one for you guys. Now, if you want to get a brand new series in the room, this is the series that you want to get for this. Now, I teased it at the top of the hour for the show, and I'm going to do something nice for you guys on the side here. But there are a couple of caveats. So if you are one of the 4 people that are in the Superstar Double, you are qualified to drop this guess. I'm going to give you guys 3 hints, because the LaDainian Tomlinson rep, we know, is one of the final 2 boxes in this series. Now, for the hidden gem, there are 3 hints I'm going to give you guys. You can get $26 off. It'll be $100 flat even if you get into this break and you guess this player correctly. Here are the 3 hints. The hidden gem is a running back, same position as LaDainian Tomlinson. He played in the AFC for his entire career. Now, I don't know if he's an active player. I don't know if he's a retired player. That's for y'all to guess. And the final hint for you guys, he has at least 1 season in his career where he finished top 3 in the league in rushing yards. Now, keep in mind, this is a superstar title
Justin
series.
Forsett? No, I'm just playing.
This is a maybe Leonard Fournette.
He was top. Justin Forsett was top 5 in rushing.
Justin Forsett, yeah, that's a crazy pull.
Yes.
So just so that you guys are aware, this is a superstar series. Just because this player is a hidden gem, excuse me, does not mean that he is not a superstar. Trust me, he is for sure. So keep that in mind, guys. Y'all can guess until your heart's content. We're not going to tell you who it is. And again, we're not going to reveal it to somebody until we end up getting into this break. So real quick, I'm going to pull up this jersey break, guys. 14 headliners, 35 boxes. But real quick, y'all, I gotta step back.
Sounds good. All right. So, if you are new out there and you are watching us for the first time, you woke up on this a beautiful Sunday morning, you had your cup of coffee, and you said, hey, you know what? I think I want to win some autographed memorabilia. Well, you know what? Absolutely fantastic choice on your part. But you enter into the live stream, you're like, hey, what is all this? I don't quite understand everything that's going on. That's okay. That's okay. A lot can be daunting here for the first time if you're not in the room on a regular basis. But I will say this, it is like riding a bicycle, ladies and gentlemen. You pick up really, really quickly what's going on. So on my counter here, I got a few of you, got 9 people hanging out in the room. Bucky Williams, I'm not sure which break you are in, but I do know we're 3 to go on this jersey. 3 to go on this jersey, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, the ratios are juicy. Juicy. I've only done 5 boxes. Still a healthy amount of names are available, okay? We also have a double and a quad spot that have been purchased. Just to let you guys know, the double and the quad, all that means is the number of boxes that we are doing. So, yes, you see this $31 for the single and $62 for the double. That's because we're doing 2 boxes. If you want to do a 4-box break, that's $124. Why would you want to do those breaks? Well, basically speaking, it's how many chances do you want to have a bite at the apple, right? So, the beautiful thing about those multi-box breaks is like this. For example, if you are in, let's say, the AFC East, and you in a double box break or a quad box break, your potential to double up, especially let's say quad. Let's say a quad box break, okay? If you have the AFC East, you could win James Cook, Jason Taylor, or Devon Achane, or any other potential name that is either a Bill, Patriot, Dolphin, or Jet. But those are only available in those multi-box breaks. But again, ladies and gentlemen, let's just take it down to the core simplicity of it all. Why you are here, why you want to potentially win some autographed memorabilia for a fraction of the cost. What do I mean by that? Well, we say cost, right? And you're just like, okay, I hear you. You go on Google, you research. Let's take example, an Aaron Donald autographed jersey, okay? I'm going to look it up on Google right now. Aaron Donald autographed jersey. Autographed jersey. Now, I see one right now. Someone's trying to go on the Electronic Bay. Also, you can go on Poshmark potentially, and get yourself an Aaron Donald for $189 or $150. It's Aaron Donald, ladies and gentlemen. He's the greatest pass rusher of this generation. But instead of you going out and buying the jersey, then going to a show where Aaron Donald is signing for the public, by the way, and you waiting in line, you paying the fee, you getting to see him in person. I don't think Aaron Donald's a bad guy by any means, but you run the risk of them just not being in the mood that day. Like, that's a real possibility. All I know is you can come to Ultimate Autographs, you can hang out on your couch with your beverage of choice. If you're Sean, you have a beer. If you're other people, you might have a coffee. Maybe you're just drinking water. I don't know, you guys, but you can sit there. You could throw us on the monitor, okay? You can throw us on the monitor on one screen, have whatever you're watching on Sunday morning on the other, and get in for a chance to win a piece of autographed memorabilia like an Aaron Donald, like a Dick Butkus. Do you see these names right here? Do you see all these names? These are legendary names, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, if they're not in the Hall of Fame yet, like Jamar Chase, he will be. He will absolutely be going there. George Pickens, he has the talent to be, especially in this modern day passing era. Bijan Robinson, some would argue he's the best running back in football. I'm not sure if I would, but he's definitely in the discussion, and I'm not going to debate it with you. Jonathan Taylor on Wisconsin, one of my favorite players. He is also in this series as well. So again, when we say cost, ladies and gentlemen, just remember, time is money. Your time is money. You want to be able to do those things. And again, that's what we're saving you here at Ultimate Autographs ultimately. We are saving you time. Sure, I can't guarantee it for you. And, you know, I wish I could. I wish it was just that easy. But unfortunately, with names like this, I unfortunately cannot do it for just $31. But you can absolutely take the fun in that. You can take the thrill of it. Sprinkle a little 31 bucks on it. Get yourself a chance to win a piece of autographed memorabilia. And again, 14 and 35. So it's nearly 40%. I believe 40. Well, let me see here. It feels like nearly 40% of the break. Wow, what was I calculating? 14. Yep, it's actually 40% on the dot. 40% of this break are the remaining names in this series. Okay, so just doing a little bit of extra math for you guys. Where the hell did that go? All right, let me exit out of that. But again, 40% of this break is available. These are the names that are left. If you want to get in the double, you can potentially double up with multiple people. The quad is looking really juicy for the AFC East. And Rob is back, and I'm going to go.
Thank you, my man. As always, stepping in for us this morning. What's going on, guys? Awesome to have you guys here. Awesome to have you guys back in the UA Live Breaker. My apologies. Had to step out and take care of something really quick. But now that Steven showed you this and probably a numerous amount of other things as well. Again, looking at a lot of what we got here, y'all, when it comes to stuff here in this break room, you guys obviously know how great some of these things are. So, by the way, I did happen to see some insanely awesome action on the break page, guys. Good thing that I pulled things up over here and saw that we got a lot of great action going on. So we have two beautiful regulars, Tom Madeira and Jeremiah Couch, kicking some serious ass on the break page. I could see that, Jeremiah, you scooped yourself up 5 spots in the lottery double, and understandably so. You still had that only spot for those 9 golden tickets, Jeremiah. And then Tom swooping in for that multi-sport. He is taking up half the spots there. So I just want to get a quick update. Justin Sharon coming in. And he doesn't want to share the wealth. He wants the wealth all to himself, and understandably so. Now, with those spots that Tom just bought out, I believe that's going to put us in the spot, guys, to have a double break in the lottery. I do kind of want to just confirm that, because now it does say that we are 8 out of 8. In the great words of Kevin Harlan, while Steven is stepping out for a quick moment, I'm calling both games. And we are going to have double number 3 for that lottery. So beautiful. Round of applause, guys. That is going to coincide with our first break of the morning. So again, some big dogs coming in between Jeremiah and Tom. Thank you guys both very much. And hopefully you are handsomely rewarded for doing so. So this is going to be lottery double number 3. I know that you guys are just stuck seeing the break page right now, but let's see what we got here. So Bucky said single break number 6. Now, or number 5, excuse me. So Buck, feel free to let me know what series that is right there. So we're going to have our first break of the morning. Don't know if you heard me from the hallway, but we got ourselves 2 big dogs. Jeremiah came in and got, I believe, 5 spots in the multi-sport double, and then Tom just closed out this lottery double. So
cool.
I got this all loaded in, guys. First break of the morning here and available.
Thank you for doing that.
2 numbers.
You said you need the multi-sport, though?
Oh, no. The multi-sport, I think, is at 4, right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you got it to 4. Okay,
I think Jeremiah got the first 4 spots there. 2 numbers. Oh, no, he got the... Sorry. Tom got the first 4 there, and Jeremiah closed out this lottery double.
Okay, cool,
yes.
cool.
2 numbers for lottery double. I got my Jeremiah's and Tom's confused all the time. 2 numbers for lottery double number 3. Very nice. Feel free to let Steven and I know what you plan on doing for your lovely Sundays. We're going to be watching the Wimbledon men's final. Are you going to be watching the last game of MLB's first half? I'm sure there's some World Cup action going on today. I was at the gym yesterday. I know, it's shocking. We're all shocked. I have never seen so many grown men huddled around a TV at my gym before. There were so many people tuned into that World Cup game yesterday between England and Norway, and England ended up pulling it out late. And then, of course, the greatest soccer player, I think, of all time in Messi. He just continues to put Argentina on his back, even though Alvarez ended up stepping up in a big way. He picked up 2 goals against Switzerland. So what do we got going on today? We have, how about this? This might be the biggest game of them yet. France and Spain are going to go toe-to-toe. Mbappe is in contention for that golden boot. So it's going to be really interesting to see there. Just looking at the bracket really quick while I wait for those 2 numbers. This is all that's left, by the way, guys. This is all that remains. France and Spain, England and Argentina. So you got Harry Kane against Messi. You got Mbappe against Spain. Wow, this is pretty nuts. The winners of each of those games will end up in the FIFA World Cup Finals. That's going to happen on June the 19th, July the 19th. That's going to be this next Saturday. I think that's one that's going to be, or next Sunday. Either one. So, I haven't gotten any numbers yet from Robert, Tim, and Jeremiah. I'd say, okay, a couple of shy guys out there. So, for those that are unaware of how we do things here in the break room, if you do not choose a number, which, by the way, you can only choose a number down from the bottom of the ticker if you are one of those gentlemen that you see down there between Robert, Tim, and Jeremiah in the current break, then we end up going to the wheel. So, in this case, the lottery is a box out of 30. Whichever number this lands on or whatever number it is closest to, that is the 2 numbers we will go with. So, Steven, to start off, we're gonna rock 16 to get started, which again we do not have. But the closest number to that is gonna be. Oh, I lied. We do have 16. I totally just made up.
16's good.
16. Yeah, 16 candles is gonna get us started here.
That's just one. We need gold.
And yeah, we're gonna, and then what we're gonna be rocking out here is, well, we've been talking about GOAT numbers this morning, right? How about 23? 23, which we also should have as well for the lottery. So 16 and 23. Very nice. Names are now going to be randomized. The randomizer is going to coincide with that 7 for the dice right there, and that's why we're going to get our name randomizer. Again, 8 names for 8 different divisions. Good luck, gentlemen. We're looking for 4 golden tickets as a headliner. We could also be looking for reps as well. Thank you, dude.
We don't have anything on here.
Is that Buckus chair gonna? Oh, okay.
No, we
that
just go
works.
there.
Yes, sir. So we got those 4 golden tickets in the headliners. We could have entries via replica helmets that can get y'all in the hopper. That also can get you in those non-golden ticket entries. We got the Brady left. We have 4 NFC North headliners. We have double ups in the NFC West. We have so many different possibilities. Let's see who is going to benefit the most from this double break. Again, first break this morning. Nothing like popping the cherry on a break to start the morning.
Right?
Lottery double number 3. Jeremiah, you got the most spots. We'll start with you first, my man. You are king of the NFC. So you have the 4 spots in the NFC North. And then you also got the NFC South, which has the 4 golden tickets, and the NFC East as well, which has the triple up between Prescott, Smith, and Carter. You also have the AFC South and the AFC West on top of that. Tim Baby's got the Torrey Holt and Brock Purdy double up. Robert Pratt is in the AFC North. And how about Tim? He's got that Tom Brady Pats authentic in the AFC East. Good luck to you guys. Better luck to my parlays today. As always.
And Noah Schultz
over
4.5.
And Noah Schultz, hopefully under a 6 ERA by the end of the day. His number's at 4.5?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's a slam dunk. I think if he pitches 4 innings today,
well,
I think he should hit that.
You would imagine.
Oh, also, I'm ashamed for myself for not knowing this. Can you check to see if JT Ginn is a lefty or a righty? We have been facing so many lefties recently, it's ridiculous.
Sounds like a left-hander. He's a righty.
Let's see what we got here.
He's actually not doing too bad.
Woo! Oh, no, he's had a great year. I think he's a righty, right?
Yeah.
Take Murakami to go yard. JT Jin is not who is going to be in this break. However, we do have a player who is very well known, Steven, for making a lot of memories here in Chi-Town. 2005 NFL Defensive Player of the Year and first ballot Hall of Famer, New Mexico State's finest, Brian Urlacher.
Oh, there we go. Getting a hot start here in the morning.
The biggest monster of the Midway will now be sitting next to Jeremiah on that couch of his. Alternate speed flex, the classic Bears orange, Hall of Fame 18 inscription. I looked up this bad boy yesterday when I was crunching some numbers for Chinmay. This is going retail between $1,200 to $1,300. An absolute steal for Jeremiah. Awesome stuff there. Okay, Buck, I got you, my man. Thanks for getting back to me. Special teams jerseys, you're looking for single break number 5. So yeah, when Steven has a moment, that break did happen because we are on number 6, so he can give you an update as to who won that break.
Yeah, I'm guessing that happened last night during the 10 o'clock show.
No doubt.
It looks like James Wright won a Roger Craig.
Okay, so unfortunately, Buck, you did not end up winning that. What time did that happen last night?
12:07 a.m. this morning.
Okay, awesome. So you can go back, by the way, Buck. You can always end up watching our past shows on YouTube and Twitch. Since you are commenting from YouTube, probably easier for you to tune in over there. So if you'd like to do so, go to our 10:30 show last night. Go to about an hour and a half in, since that's about the hour 37 or so minute mark. If you want to go back and watch the break. Unfortunately, like Steven said, you did not win, sadly. But again, everybody loses in the break room at some point because, again, you are taking a chance, unless you buy out all spots in a break, to end up winning a piece of memorabilia, guys. So, again, this is why the prices are significantly cut down from what the retail value of these prices are. But again, Jeremiah, he ended up buying 5 spots in the break, and so far, he's 1 for 1. And not just 1 for 1 for anything, dog. Brian Urlacher, photo headliner. Which I'll write up in a second here, but we got another nice size helmet here to get into. Let's see what that's going to be. All right. Oh, very cool. I'm going to see what we got here. So we got ourselves a hidden gem, but it's not going to be a replica helmet. So this is going to be a full-sized authentic, and this is going to be a nice one. Now, everybody likes to talk about this guy by the name of Myles Garrett. I'm sure you've heard of Myles Garrett before. Just broke the single-season sack record this past year, Defensive Player of the Year. If it wasn't for Myles Garrett having a pulse, this guy would have actually led the NFL in sacks last year. It was a very down year for this franchise, but a career best for a guy by the name of Brian Burns.
Ooh.
Burnsy, a beautiful standard offensive helmet for the New York Football Giants. And Jeremiah not only dominates the NFC, he dominates this double break with a double up.
Well, there you go. Well done.
Absolutely beautiful, Jeremiah, buddy. If you are out there, you know, this is why you get rewarded. You wake up, you pop some cups in your little Keurig container. You know, you flip some flapjacks, and you get yourself a couple of wins to start off your Sunday.
Not a bad way to start right there.
Not at all. Again, 2 great linebackers, too. So, in the great, so a very
semi-past and present.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So, you know, almost kind of, because Brian Burns has been around for a while. I can almost say positively he played a number of years after Urlacher retired, but not too long, I'm sure, after Urlacher went bye-bye. So, Jeremiah, same order number, but different helmets on the win. So I'll write that up and get ourselves back in the break room.
They only get in if it's a rep?
Correct. So this is just a win. Nothing else goes along with it, which again is A-okay. I'm going to keep both lids out, obviously, but by the end of the show, I want this table to be maxed out. Because again, we still got a long ways to go, guys. Bare minimum of about another 40 or so minutes here in the break room. Again, for those that are not aware, we go for a bare minimum of 2 hours here in the break room, depending on some very extenuating circumstances. So again, we're going to go till about 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. How about this, though? A couple of Bryans that are linebackers. Pair of Bryans this morning. So again, congratulations to Jeremiah. Sadly, guys, unfortunately, again, you know, we had Jeremiah, Robert, and Tim. So naturally, we were going to have at least one person that was going to be left out of the fun. But again, continue to play in that. And by the way, Just because you guys didn't win the break doesn't mean you can't get some money back. There's still a chance that Tim and Robert, at the end of the show, they're going to be in the Chase Wheel Spin. Let's see if they can pick up a win there. So with that being said, I know that let's see if we got any other breaks in between. I know Justin got a jersey spot as we were getting in to do that lottery double. Let's see if we got anything else. We also got another jersey spot for Michael Mazzello as well. So shout out to you, Mike. And let's see. So we should be 2 to go on that jersey now, I believe, or maybe even 1 to go. Yeah, 1 to go.
1 to go. There we go. Sweet.
Well, yeah, so 1 to go on those jerseys. I know Steven went through the jerseys with you guys a little bit earlier. So 1 to go there. $31 for that single. Aaron Donald custom jersey for what we got here. I mean, you want to talk about a Hollywood ending script for what we got here for a guy by the name of Aaron Donald. Guy went out on top. I mean, isn't much better than that to finish off your pro career. Obviously a Hall of Famer if he decides to not come back and join Myles Garrett. I know there are a couple of sprinkles out there, a couple whispers that he might go on and do so. Aaron Donald, one of the best in NFL history. How about Dickie B? Dick Butkus. We were talking about monsters in the Midway. I think early contender for hit of the show and Brian Urlacher. I'm sure he made Dick Butkus very proud as a linebacker for the Chicago Bears. One of the OGs in Dick Butkus, a guy who was known for putting out some of the hardest hits in NFL history as a linebacker. It was a totally different sport back then. You can basically get away with possibly shanking guys back in that day. So shout out to Dickie B, man. By the way, I think I've told you this little tidbit before. Former relationship with my grandmother. They dated for, I think, 2 years is what my grandma told my mom. So she always called him the gentle giant. So really, really sweet guy off the field. Not so much on the field.
Well, you got to release it somewhere, right?
Amanda, what's going on? Good morning, Amanda. Good to see you. So I'm just a little confused as to why the number 12, unless you're dating back to an hour and a half. Oh, that's why, because she closed out the jersey single. I had a feeling.
Well,
that makes sense. Speaking of the jerseys, she said, too quick. Too quick
just
indeed.
a tad.
Too quick indeed. I didn't even know we closed it out. But now that I know that we did, Amanda, get ready to drop that box number because we'll get that ready in just a second here. So one number for jersey number 7. Again, this is going to be
6.
a single. Oh, is it 6?
I have 6.
Crap baskets. Okay, so 6 is going to be. So there you go, Amanda. That is now a valid box cost. So 12 is.
Boom.
12 is what it's going to be. This is exactly the time that y'all want to get into series when we have a numerous amount of headliners. So, for example, this jersey that we were just going through, 14 of them. Hopefully, it's down to 13 by the end, guys. Still 35 boxes. Earl Campbell, George Pickens, Jamar Chase, James Cook. I love this Jason Taylor jersey. We do not get JT a whole lot, especially on this beautiful aqua Miami Dolphins. By the way, you know what's better than one Taylor?
2.
Not just 2 Taylors. 3 straight Taylors in this break. Jonathan and Lawrence also joined Jason Taylor in this break. LaShawn McCoy, Ray Lewis, and Roger Staubach.
Wow.
Devon Achane and Maurice Jones-Drew as well. So we got that jersey break together. Going to randomize you guys 7 times around. And while we do that, we will get box 12 and have some more fun here in the break room. So, Amanda, we are going with box 12. That was the first box that you called, my friend. Hopefully it leads to a nice sniper spot win for you. And if my calculations are correct, I think with the 8 division spots that we have, no, Justin's got 2 spots. That's A-okay. So Justin's the only person with multiple spots. Everybody else has 1. So let's see what we have here. Justin with those 2 aforementioned spots in the NFC North and West. Jimmy Trunk looking to pop open that trunk and get himself a headliner in the NFC South. Jerry Moore, NFC East. Amanda looking for some box color magic in the AFC North. Michael Harriman, AFC South. Kevin Burris, AFC East. And Michael Mazzello. A lot of newbies. A lot of newbies like to step themselves into the jersey series. I like to call it the kiddie pool. I mean that livingly, of course. The jerseys, always a great collection. Now, if you're somebody that's looking to step into the break room and put some pretty pennies into our breaks, I always highly recommend getting into some of our bigger series. The value of the items are much higher. And as well, again, probably, look, I collect a lot of signed jerseys myself. But again, I would rather have helmets, in my opinion. So, box 12, let's see what we get. Well, We started off the series with 18 headliners. We're at 14 right now, and Steven, we're going to drop down to 13 at the end of this. I've been using the word underrated a lot today, and I said it is only going to continue. This guy decided to wake up this morning and cook up something damn good here in this break room. A guy that went up to his franchise before the start of last season and said, I'm not signing with you guys until you pay me what I'm worth. And you know how he rewarded them, Steven? By leading the entire NFL in rushing yards. Superstar running back for the Buffalo Bills. It's James Cook. James Cook the third with the number 4 on the back of the jersey. Sheesh. Really, really nice jersey right there for James Cook. Woo. And you know what? Just because I want to get more steps in, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with this guy.
There we go.
Very, very nice hanger here. I'm gonna hang up James. Something we don't normally do. I'll make sure that I get the wide shot on this for you guys here, so you're not just staring at my flabby backside. There we go. James Cook, man. Fantasy superstar James Cook as well. So congratulations to Kevin.
There we go.
Mr. Cook.
I don't think I've seen his name with the he's the third. Yeah,
James Cook the third, yeah.
I haven't seen the third on there.
I was gonna say I didn't know that there was 2 others.
That makes sense.
I wonder if there's a Dalvin Cook the third out there that we don't know about. So that's gonna be that. So again, if you're out there, my man, again, big round of applause for my guy and Kevin Burris picking up that win. Again, not familiar with the name, so if this is your first UA win, man, again, please don't be shy. We want to bask in the glow. This is a great, great community to celebrate wins like this in the break room. Feel the burr on this Sunday morning. Even though wherever you might be tuning into, you better not be shivering. That'd be very, very concerning. Unless you're tuning in from the North or South Pole.
Been good for you.
Yeah.
To get access.
I was gonna say good to know that UA is going internationally. That's always a good thing to note. So we'll put that away later. I'll bring the Urlacher back, and we're gonna circle back around the wagons, guys. Again, got off to a slow start, but we are really, really picking up steam. The lottery double and now the jersey single with about a half an hour left to go. So again, feel free to let us know, guys, what series you're looking to get into today here in the UA Live Break Room. Also, don't be shy to let Steven and I know if there's any plays out there. Never forget the Timothy Yaslow, Paul Skeens play. I think that was Tim that came in and dropped that prop. I think Skeens cleared that easily that day.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So, press coverage. Don't feel, you can't feel the need to be pressed here in this break room because all we do is have fun and have really, really good times, guys. So, 6 to go in the single, 8 to go on that doubles. I'm definitely getting in the doubles for this break, guys, and you'll see why in a second. 70% chance at a freaking headliner. The double is pretty self-explanatory here. Terry Bradshaw Rave. I always like to call his signature, Steven, a founding father signature.
That's fair.
He's got his Herbie Hancock on that thing. Really, really nice, big, bold signature on the side of the lid right there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steve Smith Sr., more known for his days with the Carolina Panthers. But again, you got to respect this guy on a beautiful camo that he's got right there for that Baltimore Raven. For what we got for that Baltimore Raven. Absolutely gorgeous camo. And it's not the only camo that we got in the series. So if you're a big fan of that design of the lid, this is the series for you. Also, not just one, but 2 Ravens in the same nest, going with Terry Bradshaw. That is what we like to call a triple up in the AFC North. Again, you have more options to double up because, again, we don't have the quads up, guys. Again, that just gives you even more reason to get into the doubles. It could be a Bradshaw Smith. It could be a Bradshaw Lewis. A lot of different combinations here. Alternate speed flex. I would love nothing more than to get 2 alternate speed flexes up on the table this morning, guys. Make that happen. Ray Lewis on one of the best looking lids that we currently get here in the UA Live Break Room. I can see that we got an order coming in from Jilly Bean this morning. What's going on, Jill? Joining us for the first time, as always. Great to have Jill waking up and joining us here in the break room. What did she get into, by the way?
Lottery single.
Lottery single. Okay, very, very nice. Antonio Gates, the greatest undrafted tight end, and I would even say player in NFL history. Just make sure to not go up against Antonio Gates in fantasy on a Monday night. Antonio Gates, read me. He's known for dropping 40 burgers on Monday nights. So, and please do not go up to him in spas either. He's not very friendly. So
I think he is friendly.
He doesn't want to be bothered.
You don't want to be aggressed at, though.
You're an angry little man.
I don't really like your tone, sir.
I don't like your tone, sir. I'm going to get metal up in your face.
Yeah?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? It's a great weekend. The guy took a punch in the face from Antonio Gates.
Well, I more like hit him and ran away.
Right. But
it counts.
Julio Jones. This guy, one of the most talented players in Atlanta Falcons franchise history. We had a really odd show yesterday morning, Chinmay and I. We did a Bijan Robinson helmet. We did a Kyle Pitts helmet, and then we did a Bijan Robinson jersey. Every break that we had in our show yesterday were all Atlanta Falcons. Keep the Falcons flavor going with Julio Jones. Once this guy becomes Hall of Fame eligible, I think this guy will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, clearly, as you could see from the voting committee, Steve Smith, Torrey Holt, a lot of wide receivers get the short end of the stick. So maybe Julio might not be a first ballot guy, but I think we can all agree that Julio Jones is indeed a Hall of Fame talent. Steve Young as well. He is an obvious Hall of Famer. We were talking earlier about baseball records that might never be broken. This guy, I think, has a Super Bowl feat that will never be passed. 6 passing touchdowns in a singular Super Bowl game. One of, if not the biggest routes in Super Bowl history for Stevie Southpaw, the greatest left-handed tosser of the pigskin in NFL history. LaShawn McCoy, a personal friend of ours here at Ultimate Autographs, a guy that did some signings for us a couple of months ago, and was kind enough to join me and Robbie Lopez, if anybody remembers, on a live show. And for whatever reason, thought that we were Detroit Pistons fans. We'll never understand that, but, it's LaShawn McCoy, so I'm never going to be upset about that. Everybody go help Jill out in this lottery single. She does a lot of great work for us here. Everybody knows Jill by now. She does a great job starting the breaks, pushing them along, and closing them out. The lottery as well. By the way, Jill, don't know if you saw the break or caught up. Brian Burns Authentic, which was a hidden gem. No entries, no lottery balls. But one headliner that did go was this Brian Urlacher that we got for the alternate speed flex. With that being said, however, now we still have 3 NFC North headliners now. The Amon-Ra, the Jahmyr Gibbs, and the Jordan Love. Come feel the love with us here in the break room with us this morning. So looking for spots that are close to being done here, guys, here in the UA Live break room. Again, I'm gonna run a little bit of a flash deal for the next 15 minutes. 15 minutes, I'm going to run a flash deal, Steven. I'm not going to pull any strings about it. First of all, guys, you're already getting money back in the Stature Cash, but I do want to see this Weekend Warrior going. I am literally, I'm starting to lose my mental with this Weekend Warrior. And believe me, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I'm going to give you guys a flash deal. I'm not putting anything in the chat. No timer. I'm going to take $28 straight off the single for the Weekend Warrior. So that's how I know you guys are going to be paying attention out there and tuning into what's going on. So again, pretty straight up, pretty straightforward, Steven. Anybody that gets in that Weekend Warrior single dog is going to get $28 straight up. That is going to be $100 between now and 10:50 here Central Time. So again, please take advantage of that. Feel free to let me know if you're getting in there. Reach out to other people in the community, Steven. Be like, hey, I'm getting this Weekend Warrior. Speaking of Jill, she did a great job with Amanda yesterday. I think Dan Jobbitt and Rick Pickett were in there as well. We had multiple regulars in the chat that were talking about getting in certain breaks. I forgot what you guys ended up closing out. I think it was the Weekend Warrior, actually, because I think that might have led to a Hulk Hogan hit yesterday with Chinmay and I's show. Again, it worked once before. It'll work again if we got the right people playing in the room with us this morning. So I know that we talked about Tom Madera. He popped in and got half the spots in this multi-sport, guys. Again, let's get together, get in this multi-sport. Again, getting multiple spots is key here because we do not have any double ups between the headliners. But again, that does not mean it cannot double up with any golden tickets. There are 6 golden tickets left, y'all, for what we got in this series. If you love playing for golden tickets in the break room, this is the break to get into, guys. Make no mistake about it. So with that being said, Weekend Warrior, we're looking to get that going right there. Again, the full-size reps, this is the last set of hints I'm going to give for this, y'all. 4 spots to go before we can get a brand new practice squad in the room. We do not get practice squads in this break room as much as we used to. It is now few and far between for what we got here, yo. So again, guys, please feel free to get into this while we can. For this rep series, we got a brand new practice squad in the break room for what we got here. So the 3 hints as to who that hidden gem is, guys, you can drop your guess in the chat once you're already in that rep double. Feel free to drop your guess in there. You'll get $26 off your break spot if you end up being right when the break happens. But I got to see the guess. I got to see the guesses. So the 3 that we got here, Steven, very simple and straightforward. First one, the hidden gem is a running back. He has played in the AFC his entire career, and he has at least one season as a top 3 rusher in the NFL. So with that being said, guys, and of course it's a superstar series, so please keep that in mind. So just going through the rest of the break page here. So the vault, we do have 1 vault key that is left and remaining. 2 headliners and 6 total boxes do remain here in the UA Live break room. So 5 in the single, 5 to go in that double. Brock Purdy, authentic helmet for the Niners for what we got here. And then we got Rod Smith as the secondary headliner. I've been talking about a lot of underrated, specifically wide receivers, man. Underappreciated players, bro. This guy is about as underrated gets. I feel like he gets overshadowed by, Terrell Davis, Shannon Sharp, Ed McCaffrey. Being on back-to-back teams that won Super Bowls in the late 90s, Rod Smith at times was the number 1 wideout for Hall of Fame quarterback in John Elway. So, with that being said, the jersey single is now replenished and refreshed. So, I gave Professor Ryan enough time to go into his great book over the course of the show. I opened the show talking about something I want to do at the end of it, because, again, me and Steven, as much as we do get along, we are divided by the north and south side.
He's more divided than I am.
I am very more divided than you are. But, I've definitely given the Cubs love where it's due, but I've also given them, obviously, the fair criticism they deserve, because I like to call it like I see it. But for you, dude, the Cubs today, they're looking to take the series, right? Because they're tied at 1 with the Reds. So today the Cubs are on the mound, 12-40 with what they got going on. They got Matthew Boyd, who's making, I believe, his 3rd start since coming off the IL, against Andrew Abbott. Tough lefty. His fourth? His fourth? Okay, my mistake. And Andrew Abbott, again, Reds are being at home. The Reds, who, outside of a great April, have been, for lack of a better terms, absolute dog water since the month of April. And the Cubs, they have had a very roller coaster of a season. Everybody knows about the 2 10-game win streaks mixed in with the 10-game losing streak. But ever since that 10-game losing streak...
What kind of roller coaster would you want to ride? The one with the big drops or the kiddie ride?
Hey, at the end of the day, it's led to you guys.
It's probably the kiddie ride, but...
Yeah. It's led to y'all being 11 games over, so clearly the highs have been a lot better than the lows. So with that being said...
There have been a lot more highs, too, than people... But you only remember the lows.
You follow the team on a day-to-day basis much more than I do. So what's your grade? And however far and in-depth you want to go with this, things that you've liked, things that you hope are to be better in the second half of the year.
I'm going to give it a B.
Solid B?
Solid B.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I think if we're in first place and, we have a few game lead on the Brewers and Edward Cabrera's, doing what we thought he would do, and, a lot less injuries to our pitching, I still don't think our bullpen would be very good. But, Palencia is healthy, and he's kind of like showing a progressive status as being a closer. I would give it more of an A, but given what has happened to our pitching, what's happened to everyone's arm, and the fact that we're still 11 games over 500, we're in the wild card picture firmly. I love what the Marlins are doing. I don't know how it sustains, but it could. It very well could. But everyone else below them, the Cubs are better than, and they should take care of them in any form of a game setting. Yeah. The Brewers are just playing out of their mind, per usual. It's what they do. I would love to catch them and win the division. And I still think the Cubs can, but obviously we have to get healthy, and a couple other pitchers have to really, really step up and step in. But I'll give it a B, given the fact that Alex Bregman has not played up to what you would like him to for someone we pay him that much for. Nico Horner, really, really down year. Really, really down year for him. Dansby Swanson, 3 weeks ago, was the Cubs' worst qualified hitter. Now he's back on track to doing more normal Dansby Swanson things, which is exciting to see. PCA has slowly but surely starting to step into his superstar role that the Cubs are desperately needing him to be since we let Kyle Tucker walk. And then Michael Busch, although his numbers are down, he's like top 5 in walks.
Yeah.
So like he's getting on base, but we really do need some more pop from him.
Mm-hmm.
And Seiya Suzuki's kind of just tracking like normal Seiya Suzuki stuff. So like the offense, again, if the Cubs are going to win the World Series, it's going to be the offense is just insanely on fire
For sure.
for 3 weeks.
For
Not
sure.
saying it can't happen. Odds are is it won't happen because that's just difficult to do.
Yeah.
Straight up. But given where we're at, like
Yeah.
I can't be too upset. Like given you had told me all those things happened to our pitchers, you'd ask me what our record would be. Like I would imagine below 500 or close to 500, but not 11 games above it.
For sure.
No way.
Yeah. I mean, look, getting a guy that's gotten maliciously, aligned, kind of like, Pete Crow Armstrong, a guy that I'd like to poke fun at.
Not saying he didn't deserve it at times.
A guy that and again, what did I tell you right before you guys really started to shape some things out? I've told you this all season long, and obviously you know it better than anybody, but if the Cubs will go where PCA goes, and I was calling him out in terms of like, he's clearly the most talented all-around player on the roster. It's time that he needs to really play like the face of the franchise, not just have a platinum glove in center field. Because again, getting guys that are elite level defenders are a hell of a lot better than finding guys that are elite level hitters.
Easier.
This is the best collection of baseball he is. I'm including the first 2 months of last season as well. This is the best it's the best all-around ball he's played in his whole career. We were talking about position player war. He has been the best player in terms of position player war in baseball this season. He is firmly in second place right now, I would say, in the National League MVP voting. And if he continues to do what he does to carry on in the second half, I think that he's going to have a legitimate case for winning an MVP this year for the Cubs.
Especially if Shohei takes a week or 2 off or something.
Yeah.
Or his numbers go south.
In
terms of pitching.
I was going to say, if Shohei's pitching starts to regress in the second half, then PCA is only going to catapult himself further. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not going to comment too much on the Cubs. Look, I said the same thing last year when we first started working together. And again, you know it better than anybody. I wasn't impressed by their pitching last year. And again, in the postseason,
that's their philosophy.
In the postseason, there's a generalized saying, great pitching always beats great hitting. That's exactly what happened to the Cubs against the Brewers last season. And again, even though pitching ironically did hold up for them in the most part in that series against the Brewers at times.
But not really.
Yeah, at times it did, but like you said, not really. But the offense, obviously, is what disappeared against Milwaukee. So
you gotta have to score runs.
Every season, every matchup is different in the postseason. But with the Cubs payroll, with their expectations is for them to make a deep October run, which is why I think Carter Hawkins, Jed Hoyer, they're going to be very aggressive, whether it's for a pitcher with control, whether it's a short-term rental, a la a Freddie Peralta. Whoever it might be, right? There's a lot of guys that are going to be available at the deadline. Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo, if you want to go.
Apparently, the Royals are going to charge up the wazoo for those guys.
Yeah, and I think
they should try to.
I think the reason why is because you look at the American League, right, and how dog shit it is. Them and Anaheim are the only 2 teams that are going to be clear sellers. Yeah. I think the A's are going to be as well. If we sweep the Athletics today, they're going to be 14 games under 500.
This week, decisions are going to be made in front offices whether they're going to be.
I will say the deadline, though, is extended to August 3rd this year. So that's going to be interesting.
Maybe
that's
a few more days, but like.
Yeah. Well, certain guys, like a guy like Tarek Skubal, who's the biggest question mark.
I'll say this, each team has less than 10 games to decide
what
their move is.
Yeah, exactly. And the Tigers have been, red hot since the beginning of June. That being said, they're still 7 games under 500. They're 5.5 back of the Central, and as of right now, for an American League wildcard spot, they currently are. There's a lot of teams in front of them. They're 2.5 back of the third wildcard. And they're 7 games under. So
if Framber Valdez turns it around in any sense of the word, they have a formidable rotation to go into the playoffs. But
for sure,
I don't. The thing with the Tigers is like they might go for it, but they're just going to let Skubal walk. And I don't know if that's the correct move. I'm not saying trade him to the Cubs, but I'm just saying I don't know if that's the correct move. They should probably trade him and try and get whatever they can for him. Because, and that's the whole problem with arbitrations. Like, it's just literally a bash fest of like, you're trying, and he walked in with 2 Cy Youngs
Yeah.
And they're like, here's 19. Like, buddy.
Yeah. Come on, you
no.
gotta be. Yeah.
Like, no, we can't. We can't do this
For
with a straight face.
over $15 million of like separation.
With a gentleman who's had 392 innings in his 2 Cy Young years.
Yeah.
And over 400 strikeouts and a 31-10 record. And I know, Rob, you're gonna say, Steven, wins and losses doesn't mean
that's impressive. Yeah,
when you're 31-10,
impressive.
like in 62 starts, like that does mean something.
Yeah.
That means every 2 times their team wins the baseball game, and who knows how many times he just didn't get the win.
Yeah.
Right? Because he pitched them 0-0 into the 7th, or they're down 1-0, and then the offense came through in the end.
I think the only way that Tarek will be a Detroit Tiger after August 3rd is if they continue this red hot play leading up to the deadline, because they have to look with the way that the Tigers have spent on this payroll. If they can see themselves within a few games of even a wild card because of their pitching in a short series, like a guy with Framber Valdez,
best of 3?
Casey Mize has been great for them.
Best of 3?
Best of 3. Yeah, they haven't even had Reese Olson for the entire season. So, and again, they do have offensive level talent.
Flaherty?
Yeah, Jack Flaherty. Yeah, but I mean, we can get into that in a sec. But going back on your Cubs grade before I go into my Chicago team's grade, yeah, I think B is accurate. I think that it's very. I think B is a very, very accurate. I would probably go B plus if I was grading the Cubs, just because of what they've been able to do to right the ship. Because when that shit was down and they were hovering around 500 with the way they started the year,
it was bad.
That shit looked like they were going into the Titanic iceberg, and there wasn't a way to turn around and go back.
Nope.
But they have, and I give them a lot of credit, especially even more credit because
Sunday, May 24th,
yeah,
2025.
they've been patching their rotation together by with glue and tape, and,
which is not going to help in the postseason, but in terms of regular season, you can get away with it.
Hopefully, a guy like Ben Brown, who has been by far and away their best regular starting pitcher,
we need him to be
hopefully figures out his next situation, because that's been an ongoing issue with him.
My main point here is if the Cubs are going to do anything, the pillars, and I only have 2 pillars on this team, and their name is PCA 1, who is starting to do that.
Yeah.
And then the next person needs to be Michael Busch.
Yeah.
Those are your 2 guys. Michael Busch.
Yeah. Middle of the order
bat. He needs to get to 30 home runs this year. So he's going to have a very, very strong second half.
For sure.
Because that's what's going to help them win a lot of baseball games. And yeah, they're just going to have to outscore people. Plain and simple. And that's why it frustrates me. Like, I want you to go spend money, obviously. But, like, they are very imperative. They absolutely need to go home field advantage.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So the Cubs coming into today. By the way, what's up, Bean?
Bean.
Good to see you, Bean. Long time no see, indeed. What's going on? You got any questions about the break page? I'm just gonna drop this link one more time, guys, because we are gonna have a Chase Wheel Spin. That, by the way, is closing up in 5 minutes, because we're gonna end up talking about a little north side and south side ball here again. For whatever team you guys got,
I'll say this really quickly. I would not be surprised if the Cubs they only made moves for not saying it's gonna be for like Soraka, but a Soraka-esque move. Yeah, because we have roughly $80 million coming off our payroll.
Yeah,
this offseason, and Scooble's a free agent, and if the CBA lines up to where the Cubs need it to be, they'll be sitting right at basically the minimum. So let's say it's 170 and 245. They'll be sitting at 170. With room to spend. Now, again, that doesn't mean they're going to go convince people, but I'm just saying Jed has positioned himself nicely, and especially if these teams have to give people up, like the Dodgers, and sorry about the Yankees, and the Padres, and whoever else.
Padres are dog shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whoever else is overpaid a lot of. I think the Braves might be in that too, but I'm saying like
Blue Jays. Gosman and Springer.
I'm just saying some people might be free.
Yeah.
And the Cubs could then go pay them with the infield intact of Bregman, Horner, Swanson, PCA, Bush. And you can plug and play into pitchers.
Like, not only do you have guys like, again, Bregman, Horner, PCA that are under control for a number of years, Swanson, Bush, but also, you guys just do not have the upper echelon minor league talent to go out and acquire players with control.
Yes.
Exactly. Which is why I see them going the rental route, and again, just figuring out in the offseason to where they might go.
And I mean, like, Michael Walker renta, like, not.
That's a perfect.
And the only way
the Cubs
get Scooble is because Jed did something.
Yeah.
For Scott Harris.
Yeah, Scott.
He hooked him up with the job in Detroit or something. He's like, hey, man, you're going to owe me.
I will tell you this. The only trade.
That's the only way.
This is the behind the scenes stuff that we don't get to see. in sports, but there is no way that Scuba gets traded to a team that he does not have a predetermined agreement with, that he would sign an extension in the offseason.
So if again, and that's what like Cap was. I know you're not a big fan, but like that's what Cap was hammering on.
No,
he's like, you need to make sure that there is a 6-year, $240 million.
And he's right. And he's right.
In place, and you go get him. And then guess what? Give up Shaw, give up Alcantara, give up every pitching prospect you want. Because Scuba can be our ace for the next 4
Oh, you got to give everything off the top. Say goodbye to Moises Ballesteros. Oh, the Tigers don't need Ballesteros.
I don't think
they got a great catcher already.
Well,
he's a DH. Yeah.
The rumors for the Brewers though, the Brewers Scuba rumors are like their number 5, 6, and 7 prospect. I'm like, you're not getting away.
No,
without something.
They're gonna have to trade Jesus.
Good.
They might have to trade Jesus.
Get rid of him.
Especially for a team like the Brewers that has never won a World Series. Like you put Skubal and Mizorowski as your top 2 in a playoff series. Nobody's matching that.
They shouldn't.
Yeah, nobody's matching that.
The only thing that'll stop them is their offense, though.
Because
those guys will go 7 innings. It'll be 0-0.
Like, yeah.
That's where it gets problematic.
What's going on, Bobby? Good morning. Used to just had my 3rd cup of coffee late night in the big city. Great sold out show at the world's most famous arena, MSG. Earth, Wind, and Fire opening for Lionel Richie. Terrific show all night long. That's awesome, bro. Glad you got to experience that, Bobby.
September? Did you dance this September?
I was gonna say, getting on
the banger.
I was gonna say getting off on your fall stuff a little bit early here. So that's awesome, guys. Again, we're gonna be falling down here a little bit. We're gonna be falling down here a little bit in the next couple of minutes. Chase Wheelspin's gonna be closing about a minute or two. I'll go. You know what? Screw it. I'll end up closing the Chase Wheelspin at 11. Get you guys a little bit more time to get in the Weekend Warrior and the lottery. Again, so I'm going to officially call myself as Professor Hill here because I got to give my grade. And I want you to, give a brief grade on the Sox, too, based on what I say. I know you said A+. I'm not going to give the Sox an A+. I'm going to give them a solid A.
Well, you got expectations now?
but if you end up doing an A+, that is A-okay as well. Look, as of right now where we currently stand, 49 and 45, we have the 3rd best run differential in the American League at +27. I know run differential isn't everything.
What's
but guys,
what was your over under for wins this year?
69. I went 70 and 92, but on Vegas it was 65 and a half. So yeah, I took $100 future on that for 70 wins at +150. So looking very good right now.
I was actually looking at them for 80.
Looking very good right now. So again,
it's baseball. It's so back and forth.
So for the White Sox, again, we have a lot of scar tissue. And again,
trauma.
For somebody like me and Steven, we have the same level of die-hard, ride-or-die fandom with our baseball teams. Going through what the Sox went through in 2024 with 121 losses, the American League record, and fast forwarding to 24 months later. And for us to be at the All-Star break, at bare minimum, we'll be a half game back of Cleveland, or we can be tied for first place, whatever happens today against the A's. Not gonna lie, it's honestly pretty emotional for myself, which is crazy to say for a team that's only 4 games over 500, because there was no light at the end of the tunnel. We didn't have the prospects that we have now. We didn't have a lot of the talent that we had now. It was so bleak and dark that we genuinely just did not have any hope. Coming out after a core that dissolved in 2 years, that won 93 games, that won a division title easily. And for us to get to where we are now, signing Munetaka Murakami, a lot of people that aren't following the team on a day-to-day basis, they think for some reason he's Japanese Ruth or a Shohei comparison, a guy that is doing all this magic. Mooney is a big part of what's happened with us, but he is far from the only thing, right? I mean, Mooney, 20 home runs, in his first month and a half with us, just a historical start, an OPS of almost 1,000. He's just been out of this world great. But it's been the other smaller developments. Was Colson Montgomery's second half last year a flash in the pan? Clearly not. He leads all shortstops in Major League Baseball in home runs, slugging percentage.
Like PC's first half.
So for Colson Montgomery, and he's also the second best shortstop analytically in baseball this year, only behind Bobby Wood Jr. defensively.
Not the last 3 weeks.
Miguel, Dansby's great too. Miguel Vargas.
The last 3 weeks.
Miguel Vargas, first time All-Star.
Good for him. That's the one, because remember when he got traded to you guys?
He had a batting average of 100.
So depressed.
He had a batting average of 100, got traded to, again, that historically bad Sox team. You know what did you see what he said when he got named an All-Star? Not only is the guy crying, he said that 2 years ago on that 2024 team, he said he didn't even know if he wanted to continue playing baseball. He felt that lost. 2 years later, he's a first-time All-Star. Again, the White Sox, for the first time since 2006, has 3 players with 20-plus home runs going into the All-Star break. The pitching side of things, we only had an honorary All-Star in Shane Smith last year. What happens a couple weeks in? He gets absolutely demolished his first 2 outings, has an ERA over 14. He gets set back down to AAA. We haven't seen him since. You know who steps up? A guy who leads the American League in wins in Davis Martin. A guy who has been the best pitcher in the American League. Yes, I'm saying it, over his last 5 starts. Go ahead and check out Sean Burke's last 5 starts. Leads the American League in strikeouts. Has given up 4 runs in his last 5 starts. He has been phenomenal as a development story. Grant Taylor, elite back end of the bullpen arm. Sean Newcomb, free agent signing. Tristan Peters, a Savannah Banana that has a 3-WAR, leads all American League outfielders, a first-time All-Star. There are so many great stories. Sam Antonacci leads our ball club in batting average. Chase Mydroth, a 2-WAR second baseman. That's just a Grady glue guy. Just all across the board, a lot of awesome developments for this team. The White Sox have debuted 14 different players in the first half, which is by far the most in baseball, and they are still able to pull themselves out with the winning record. Do I think it's sustainable? I have no idea. However, this is a good ball club. We don't beat ourselves. We play a good fundamental brand of baseball, but we are still talent deficient compared to other teams in the American League, and we're still pulling this out of our ass. So do I think this team's going to win the division? I think that they have a shot. They have to make additions at the deadline. You know, I've been talking about Aroldis Chapman and Sonny Gray, but Boston, we're also part of the reason why. They've won 8 out of their last 9 games. They've won 8 consecutive games.
They're right back in.
They're right back in it. So it doesn't look like they're going to sell anything off, which kind of sucks. So we're going to have to probably pivot to another team that's selling. Again, like the A's, like the Royals, like the Mets. That's why I have Freddie Peralta in my sights, despite how dog shit he's been. Because he's a rental. That's even better, by the way.
I would say Freddie Peralta, though, is kind of like what the Cubs like to target. Like, he's a guy that's like a bounce back guy.
Yeah,
He's supposed to bounce back.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, he's got like a 4.5 ERA, dude, which is crazy.
Well, again, playing for the Mets.
Yeah. Which, by the way, real quick.
No offense, guys.
So I'm going to give an A grade. I'm guessing you do the same for the White Sox.
A.
And
A
again,
minus, whatever you want to give it. I mean,
so I do got to ask you really quick though for
I
30
guess
seconds.
what would be an A+ season right now?
I'm only going to do
for any
it.
team in baseball. For any team in baseball. Is there any better season than a team for the Sox?
I would only give my A+ team
Maybe
a grade
the
to
Marlins?
possibly 2 teams. The Marlins I would give an A as well. Peter Bendix is such a great general manager. I would probably give it to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I mean, almost 20 games over 500
They're
again with the
insane.
payroll that they have. And the Brewers, I mean, they led baseball in wins last year. I'd give them an A. The Dodgers, I'd still give them an A. 151 run differential, dude. Like, that's just out of this world.
Yeah, I'm just giving the Brewers a C.
Because
Because it's business as usual. This is what they do.
Yeah.
When's Mizorowski due up?
Yeah.
Because who wants to know when they trade him for the next great pitcher they have? Like,
Yeah,
it's just
we'll see.
what
We'll see.
they will see.
Oh, the only guy that they've ever paid really is Yelich from the last number of. Is an
That's what I'm
extension.
saying. And guess what? Corbin Burns. He's.
Well, look, that was a great move. Look, that was a great move by them, not paying him.
Because that's what they do.
Yeah.
They're what we like to call a machine.
That's how I feel about Cleveland in the American League. They manage it. I mean, Gavin Williams.
They just know when the arm's about to go out.
How about Peter Messick, Rookie of the Year candidate, a sub-3 ERA?
Who's the Gavin Williams, like you said?
Gavin Williams.
Stud.
How about other rookies? Travis Bazzana, Chase DeLauder.
Yeah.
Like, they're studs. You know, so Cleveland's our Milwaukee Brewers. So, guys, gave this more than enough time, which, by the way, Todd Oliver, big round of applause to you, brother. Headliner package, replica, and a mini. All not on his dime. He redeemed that all with his Go Plus stuff.
Boy,
Big round of applause for Todd Oliver. Yes, rocking a couple of big packages this morning. So we're going to do that Chase wheel spin, guys. Really, really nice progress in the middle of the show. We caught fire. Steven's got that ready as always. This is going to be for the lottery double that did close. Again, if there are any late orders that we want to push in, guys, feel free to let Steven and I know. You guys have been awesome this morning. Me and Timmy Shaw will be back for you guys at the 12 o'clock hour. So, 7 times around, and we're going to rock Tim Sullivan. I told you, Tim and Robert, even though Jeremiah doubled up with the Brian Burns and the Brian Urlacher, it does not mean that you cannot get some money back in your break. Shout out to Timmy.
There you go, Tim.
Which, by the way, speaking of, we're going to give Tim a couple of minutes here. By a couple minutes, I mean probably 1 minute, Final thoughts from you, and I guess we could do hits of the show as well. We got 3 of them.
Well, Urlacher's number 1.
No doubt.
And then I'll go Burns, because I know we've had him before. I never get to see him too often, so that's always nice.
Burns.
I like seeing Burns. And then, James Cook. Beautiful hit right there. That's going to be my top 3.
Going from Corbin Burns to Brian Burns. Nice transition there. I'll do the same thing, copy and paste. I just really, really like the Giants, navy blue salad base color. That's a really underrated.
Iconic, right?
Yeah, iconic's a good word to put it. I think it's just a nice standard look that wins me over. Look, James Cook, I love him. Talk about him all the time here in the break room. I'm targeting him in my Dynasty League this year, that's for sure. Because he is actually a guy that wasn't kept in my Dynasty League for some. Yeah, it's pretty.
How old
nasty.
is he? 29.
No, he's like 26, bro. He's not that old.
No, he's not. That's not.
Yeah, no, it's pretty.
He's got some
pretty
legs
wild.
left in him.
I think that team that kept him had a crazy wide receiving core. I think that they had. Yeah, he has JSN and Pickens that he kept for his 2. So he had 2 really because he got.
I don't blame him for that one.
Because he took Pickens like in the 3rd or 4th round last year in our Dynasty League, so he got an absolute gem for Pickens in the late round. So I'll go Urlacher, Burns, and James Cook. Haven't heard anything from Tim. You were starting you at 1, buddy. Hopefully you earn yourself a lot more than a doll hair with us this morning. Oh my God, please tell me I did not just. Well, it's one. It's one more than a doll hair. It's
2 doll hairs.
Give Tim 10. Give Tim 10 just to be fair. Here in the break room. Wow, I'm never saying that shit again. Really bad omen there, but a really great morning here in the break room, guys. Again, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram family. Thank y'all for tuning in for our first of 4 shows. Again, we will be back in a little bit under an hour, 12 o'clock show. Steven is going to say sayonara, farewell. Please to make sure to catch in and tune in on him in our other rooms that we got. You a eBay guy today or
I'll be eBay later in the night, but I'm going to do a Fanatic show.
Awesome.
For a couple hours.
Catch him on the Fanatic side here at Ultimate Autographs, eBay later on. But make sure that you folks stay right here in this break room. The jerseys, the reps, the vault, the multi-sport, the press coverage, the lottery, and for our 7th and final series on the site, guys, 3 headliners to go. The Weekend Warrior and the reps if we close both of those out. Come on, guys. It's only 5 boxes to do so. Brand new Weekend Warrior and a brand new practice squad do await for us. Again, bro, any final thoughts at all?
No. Very solid. Again, guys, there's a lot of great stuff to be had. And I know this is the time. This is the time to get in and go get what you want. You'll just see. You'll just see.
Yeah, we're going to be, we'll be seeing all right. So for Stephen Ryan, and this is Rob Hill, thank you guys all so much. Again, tune in the next 55 minutes. We're going to have a lot more nonstop breaking action for y'all. Again, don't talk to strangers.